Reborn in the apocalypse, I begin by plundering all the city's resources. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. 051, Dark Night, The Madness Before Death, Kill. Under dim street lights, a black heavy locomotive with dazzling high beams poked out like a sharp arrow that ripped through the night and fled. A helicopter gunship kept firing overhead. The searchlights locked onto the locomotive. The rain of bullets poured down, battering the road, and smashing shards of cement smashed the windows of cars on the side of the street. Bai Qiannian's heart was almost in her throat. The bullets with a sound of breaking the air whizzed past from the top of the head, the ears, and the side. Fortunately none of the bullets hit her. Bai Qiannian's driving skills are very good. She filled the throttle and relied on her body's bending technique to make the heavy locomotive wind and speed on the road like a snake. Avoiding waves of bullets at this time, the bridge riots have been suppressed. Another helicopter flew in to support. Bai Qiannian realized that she might not be able to escape. Bad luck. Being able to survive under the pursuit of a helicopter has already brought a lot of luck. If there is another helicopter, even if you have 3 heads and 6 arms, you will die. I can't be on the street. It depends on the terrain. There was an urban village in front of her. Bai Qiannian's eyes lit up, and she rushed into the urban village, relying on the complicated terrain to try to escape the pursuit. 01, the target has entered the urban village. Please stop shooting. Please stop shooting. 01 received. 01 received. Helicopters are armed by the Ministry of War, not thugs. They can't open fire on urban villages in order to hunt down a thug. After all, there are many civilians in there. 01, I will continue to lock the target and report the location to you at any time. You go ahead and prepare to intercept. 01 received. The 2 helicopters dispersed, and one flew towards the other end of the urban village. As long as Bai Qiannian leaves the urban village, there will be a storm of cannon fire. How to do? What do I do? The terrain of the urban village is complicated, and it is very possible to break into a dead end. Even if the helicopter does not fire, he will surely die because in the intricate alley, there are zombies everywhere. Because the terrain is too complicated, the danger level of the urban village has skyrocketed, and the soldiers guarding the city will not take the initiative to enter here to clean up the zombies. This also led to a large number of zombies gathering in the urban village. Roar! 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 3 zombies appeared in front, rushing towards the heavy locomotive. Bai Qiannian's adrenaline was soaring at this time. Under the double danger of the helicopter overhead and the zombies on the ground, he forgot his fear at this time. She was already one with the car in the narrow alley. Relying on exquisite driving skills, he avoided the 2 zombies in front. One last left. Bai Qiannian grabbed the baseball bat on the modification stand, and used the impact of the speed of the car to smash the zombie's head into pieces. Call, ha 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 ha, after the rest of her life. After taking a breath, Bai Qiannian felt a tingling sensation in her scalp. That stick shattered the zombie's head. It was extremely refreshing. Isn't this the nightly pleasure that I can only enjoy in my dreams? I'm afraid I will die tonight. Since that's the case, why don't I have fun once, and realize my dream of a real night? Bai Qiannian's eyes were firm. The fear has been thrown away by her far away. And at this time she just wants to unbridled pleasure and hatred. The baseball bat in his hand swings again with a blessing of the speed. The head of a zombie was smashed again. Ha ha ha, yeah, come, stinky zombies, come and bite me. Yeah, it's a pity that we can't park now, otherwise it would be even more wonderful to light a cigarette. Bai Qiannian recklessly enjoyed the last madness. A wall appears in front. He immediately released the accelerator, then lightly braked, relying on the center of gravity of his wrist and body to lower the body, and swerved to the right to avoid the danger of hitting the wall. Then turn on the throttle again. At this time a zombie appeared in front of him, and the speed of the car was not fast enough because he had just finished the drift. The zombie rushed up and bit Bai Qiannian's arm. Go away. Bai Qiannian hit the zombie's forehead with the handle of a baseball bat. The locomotive whizzed away. Although it was safe, the wound on the arm was burning hot. She realized that the zombie just now bit through the motorcycle suit. I'm infected. Bai Qiannian stopped, smiled wryly, then skillfully lit a cigarette, turned around and shot the zombies who were chasing after him. I'm going to die anyway. Crazy again. She got on the locomotive, twisted the accelerator all the way, galloped with the roar of the locomotive, and honked the horn wildly. The harsh whistle alarmed the nearby zombies. Ho 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 ho. A large number of zombies, front and back, left and right, gathered towards her crazily. Bai Qiannian's beautiful face showed a fearless smile before her death. Night, swear to death without regrets. At this moment, She became very middle school but very hot, very excited. It was as if the blood all over his body boiled with the words of swearing to the death without regrets. Kill, kill, kill. Before dying, she finally had to fulfill her dream and become a fearless knight. The heavy locomotive rushed towards the corpse frantically. The heavy baseball bat was swung hard, and the heads of zombies were smashed like watermelons. 052, breaking out of the siege, suddenly looking back, the man stabbed immediately. Corpse roar mixed with a heavy thumping of baseball bats. There was also a woman's low, coquettish voice in the dark alley. It shows the fearlessness of violence and loneliness. Rush, rush, rush. The heavy locomotive was stained with blood, smashed through the zombies, and rushed out of the corpse. Bai Qian spit out the cigarette but dashingly then pulled off the helmet visor. At this time, she was surprised to find that after breaking out from the group of more than a dozen zombies, except for the blood on her body, she was unscathed. Is this the power that bursts out after death? But the arm is burning with pain. It still reminded her that even though she passed through the corpse group just now and was not injured, she was bitten before that. I don't know when I'll turn into a corpse, but it doesn't matter. Compared to those who died on the Nanchang Bridge, at least I bloomed before dying. This is the inside of the last moments of life. It can also be said to be self-comfort in desperation. Either way, Bai Qian has become fearless. The locomotive was roaring, the baseball bat clenched tightly, and she turned into night who looked at death and rushed down the next dark alley again over the city village. The searchlight of the gunship still locked on the retro heavy locomotive. However, the muzzle of the airborne heavy machine gun has risen unconsciously, no longer aiming at Bai Qian. This woman is too tenacious. Even if we are professionally trained, I'm afraid we can't be as fearless as she is. Actually, she wasn't wrong. Trapped in this hopeless city, anyone who has a bit of courage will choose to gamble. Rush out of the city. There's hope. Can't get out of the city. The soldiers on the helicopter did not continue to speak. They witnessed the whole scene of Bai Qian bravely breaking into the village in the city and fighting against the corpses. Even a hot-blooded boy can't help but give her a thumbs up. Unfortunately, the responsibility lies different positions. National security is greater than the sky. Once the thugs are allowed to rush out of the city, the contagion will spread, and the consequences will be unimaginable. Moreover, the mob killed 5 soldiers. Superior orders absolutely cannot be forgiven. Even if the female motorcycle driver just crossed the middle line of the bridge, she immediately chose to turn around. But now is a special time. You can only choose to kill chickens to warn the monkeys, and use iron and blood to deter other people who are just about to move quietly. The muzzle of the airborne heavy machine gun was preparing for Bai Qian. Again, just leave the city village will meet the bullets of the storm. At the same time, another helicopter hovered early at the other end of the urban village, waiting for Bai Qian to rush out at any time. Dark alley. The high beam of the heavy locomotive shoots a dazzling beam, illuminating the alley as bright as day. 1 2 3 4. There are at least 7 or 8 zombies in the alley, but they are not dense. Rush. In the roar of the locomotive, it galloped up, gripping the baseball bat in the non-slip gloves. Bai Qian snorted softly. Die. With a swing of the heavy baseball bat, the zombie's head exploded like a watermelon. In an instant, the locomotive has passed 2 zombies, and then knocked down another zombie. And the heavy locomotive tires ran over the zombies. The body suddenly jolted violently. Bai Qian skillfully stabilized the body, still holding the faucet with one hand, and waving the baseball bat with her right hand. Again, boom, the brain burst. A zombie slowly fell down, and the baseball bat also clicked broken. The locomotive continued to speed, and Bai Qian lost half of the baseball bat. A nice flick drift. Continue on to the next alley. The helicopter in the air found that the alley that Bai Qian was heading towards was not in the direction of the 01 helicopter, so immediately report her location. 01, 01, the target is heading towards East Street. Please go to intercept it immediately. 01 received. 01 received. The helicopter hovering over North Street immediately turned around and flew towards East Street. At this moment, Bai Qian suddenly braked. The dazzling high beam shone into the dark alley, revealing ferocious and terrifying faces. All zombies. At the end of an alley, there are densely packed zombies, although they are not crowded together, but at least there are as many as 20 or 30. Call. Bai Qian let out a long breath. The zombies that were not killed just now have already caught up from behind. There is no way to go. On her beautiful face, the corners of her mouth rose slightly, revealing a provocative smile. Night. Swear to death without regrets. Swear to death without regrets, she shouted loudly. As if every time she shouted, she could gain courage and strength. Gradually her eyes became more and more firm, and she looked at the group of corpses that rushed up. Bai Qian is going forward. Come on, come on. What? He frantically turned the accelerator to the end, and the roaring locomotive rushed towards the corpse with an indomitable determination. Bump bump, zombies were knocked flying. She didn't have a baseball bat, so she could only hold on to the faucet tightly to make sure that the accelerator would not slacken at all. Along with the zombies were knocked flying, she was surprised to find that she had passed the obstacles of layers of zombies. The dark heavy locomotive, like a galloping horse, leaped from the alley to the street outside, but there was an explosion-proof car parked on the street. She is in the air, unable to stop the car at all. The locomotive collided with the explosion-proof car. Fortunately, Bai Qian was wearing a helmet. People are fine at this moment. She suddenly heard a man's voice. There are zombies coming out of the alley. Kexin and Tingting go to the left. An Xiaoran go to the right. Bai Qian shook her dizzy head. Then open your eyes. I saw two beautiful women in uniform standing on the left and right sides on the street opposite the alley. There is also a tall and strong man holding a slender and bright long knife. He faced the dark alley alone. P.S. The third update today. Thank you, Wang Wangguang, for your reward again, and thank you, Jiao, for your reminder again. Ask for a flower review ticket. 053, you'd better kill me, I don't want to bite others. Xiao Yu was originally leading his team to kill zombies on East Street. No one was hired and no one was offended as a result. A locomotive suddenly rushed out of the alley and hit his beloved explosion-proof car. The damage to the car was not serious, just very depressed at this time. There was a dense roar of zombies in the alley, so he quickly ordered the team members to prepare for battle immediately. At the same time, two helicopters flew into the sky suddenly, and the bright searchlights shot down. Xiao Yu was a little confused, but the helicopter didn't do anything else, just hovered in the sky. At this time, the zombies had rushed out of the alley. Xiao Yu didn't have time to think about what happened, so he could only tell the team members to rush into battle. Swish swish, bang bang bang, silencers and pistols and shotguns fire almost simultaneously. A group of An Xiaoran, Kexin and Tingting are a group. They attracted half of the zombies that rushed out of the alley. The other half rushed out and rushed towards Xiao Yu. The distance is already very close. Xiao Yu didn't plan to use a gun. He held the knife in both hands and swept away 3 zombie heads on the spot. Bai Qian, who was in a daze at first, immediately, his eyes lit up. So fast, what a powerful knife! If I have a knife like this, I can easily kill zombies on a motorcycle with the same speed as this man. Pity. Bai Qian looked up, and 2 helicopters had locked her in the sky. There is no chance of escape now. I've already been bitten by a zombie. What else can I escape? Thought here. Bai Qian took off her helmet, revealing an incomparably beautiful face. Even if you are about to become a prisoner, about to die, there was no fear in his bright eyes. Night sky. The 2 helicopters just circled, but never fired. 0101, there is an explosion-proof car below. It should be a police officer in S City. Don't open fire to avoid accidental injury. 01 received. 01 received. 2 helicopters hovered high in the sky, witnessing a carnage on the street. Does S City actually have a team with such a strong combat power? 4 women, 1 man, to fight all with cold weapons. Killing zombies is like cutting carrots. It's too exaggerated, especially that man. Usually double kills, sometimes 3 kills. His speed is so fast that I can't even see how to make a knife. But the female motorcyclist stood there and didn't leave. We can't fire and shoot, and we can't be so deadlocked all the time. Send 2 people down to have a look. If it is determined that this team belongs to the S City Police Department, the female motorcycle driver can be handed over to them. The soldiers on the plane also admired Bai Qian very much, and could not bear to kill her personally. They are also responsible if Bai Qian can be handed over to the police officers in S City. Whether she lives or dies, it has nothing to do with herself. Even dead, the heart will feel a little better, at least not by killing himself at this time. Xiao Yu's team had killed all the zombies that rushed out of the alley. The ground is safe, it's ready to drop. 2 ziplines were dropped from the helicopter. 2 soldiers descended from the helicopter to the ground, and one of them came to Xiao Yu with a rifle. Hello, are you from the S City Police Department? If so, please show your ID. Although Xiao Yu drove a police explosion-proof car, the team members did not wear police uniforms. Soldiers could not be identified for a while. We're not cops, however, we are an internal unit of the system. While speaking, Xiao Yu showed his commissioner's ID. The soldier immediately saluted. Mr. Commissioner, just now, a thug broke into the bridge, killing 5 of our soldiers and injuring many others. The soldier pointed at Bai Qian and said, she was one of the thugs. According to the instructions of her superiors, she should have been shot immediately, but we didn't fire because we were worried about accidentally injuring the commissioner. Now turn the thugs over to your side. After the soldier finished speaking, He saluted again. Xiao Yu raised his brows. What is this? You can deal with the thugs yourself. Why are you kicking the ball to me, inadvertently? Xiao Yu turned around and took a look, and it was this look that immediately changed his mind. This woman absolutely beautiful, tall and curvy. The seemingly weak body has a faint sense of strength. You should exercise regularly. The appearance is comparable to that of his teammates, wearing a cool black motorcycle suit, with wavy curly hair hanging down his waist. Even in the face of death there was still an air of loneliness in his eyes. Unparalleled temperament. As long as she has a suitable profession, she is absolutely qualified to be a member of the professional goddess team. Xiao Yu suppressed the excitement in his heart. Okay, this thug will be handed over to me. You can go back and return to your life. Yes, the soldier saluted, then climbed the zipline, and the helicopter roared out of the city. Xiao Yu smiled lightly. My heart is beautiful. The more members of the team, the stronger everyone is. These two soldiers actually sent the beautiful driver to me to deal with. Laughed. Haha. Xiao Yu put away the long knife, came to Bai Qian and said, don't worry, I won't kill you. What do I ask you next? What do you answer? Do you hear it clearly? Bai Qian stared at Xiao Yu unexpectedly. He smiled and said, you better kill me. I've already been bitten by a zombie. I don't want to become that disgusting thing to bite people. P.S. Thanks to Fei Tuntong, beauty handsome guy, for the second 1,000 rewards. Thank you, Wang Wenguang, for the reward again. Thank you for the reward from the boss of Poverty Monk's Law number indiscriminately entering. Thank you, Su Zai, for the thousands of rewards. The brothers are too enthusiastic. Zia Opujia's coding. 054, Magical Machine Tool plus Jagged Rider, dual skills. Xiao Yu was taken aback. You were bitten by a zombie. Where did you bite? Xiao Yu stared at Bai Qian carefully. There was no wound on Snow White's neck. Check her body again, but there was a lot of blood on her body, and she didn't know where the injury was. For a while Bai Qian pointed at her arm and said, bite here. Xiao Yu immediately tore off the clothes on her arm, revealing a row of teeth marks. Although the bite is not deep, but even if the skin is scratched, it is difficult to reverse the bad luck of being infected by corpse poison. Xiao Yu's heart was bleeding. Such a good team member was actually given to Ho-Ho by a zombie, like a work of art worth tens of millions, and was suddenly told that it would burst soon, then became worthless. The disparity in this mood can be imagined. When did you get bitten? About 10 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago? There is still hope. In addition to biting the neck or femoral artery, the zombie will cause the corpse to change quickly. Other parts of the bite, there is usually an infection period of 1 or 2 hours. Let me ask you again, what did you do before? I'm a professional driver, both racing and locomotive. Bai Qian didn't know why Xiao Yu asked that. But the man didn't seem to be malicious. He's going to die anyway. Just talk to someone before you die. Any cigarettes? Just now when I was attacking the corpse group in the alley, I lost a pack of cigarettes. Xiao Yu directly gave Bai Qian a packet of soft Chinese seeds. Then he said, no matter what I do next, don't move. The voice fell. Xiao Yu immediately pulled Bai Qian's hands up and opened the team permission. I hope that the profession of driver can be recognized by the system. As long as Bai Qian is pulled into the team before she is completely transformed into a corpse, she can retain her professional skills and professional attributes. Even if there is a corpse in the back for Xiao Yu, nothing will be lost. Just a pity such a beautiful motorcycle beauty can't really be her own team member. Ding. Team matching in progress. Name, Bai Qian. Occupation, female driver. Comprehensive score, 96. Ding. Meet the team conditions. Detected that Bai Qian was injured, and began to repair her body. What? The system actually repaired Bai Qian's body automatically. Surprise surprise, and repair is not treatment. That is to say, in addition to wounds, even the infected corpse can be cleaned up together. This guy is saved. Ha ha ha. The only pity is that system repair is not a skill. This function can only be activated passively when forming a team. If Xiao Yu could use it actively, he would not have to be afraid of being bitten by zombies in the future. Soon, the system prompts again. Ling. Bai Qian completed her body repair and officially joined the professional goddess team. Ling. Team member +1, you get rewards. All attributes are increased by 2 times. In an instant a majestic force poured into Xiao Yu's body. Team members reach 5. Xiao Yu's full attributes have been increased by 10 times, and his combat power has changed again with the addition of Bai Qian after successfully activating team attribute. An Xiaoran, Han Kexin, Anna, Liu Tingting, and Bai Qian will receive a 5-fold increase in all attributes. Although not as powerful as Xiao Yu's 10x boost, but it's already great. Just the speed of a knife is already as fast as a shock. And people don't even have time to react. 6 or 7 zombies gathered around you can stand still, and with only the speed of the knife, you can kill all the zombies before they bite you. At this time Bai Qian felt the changes in her body. There was no burning pain in the bitten arm, and a majestic force quickly strengthened her physical fitness. Also endowed with magical powers. She looked at Xiao Yu, her eyes puzzled. Is it you? When you held my hand, I felt a mysterious force enter my body, then my wound from the zombie bite healed. Did you save me? Xiao Yu found it troublesome to explain, so he asked An Xiaoran to explain to Bai Qian, and he continued to check Bai Qian's professional attributes and skills. Occupational attributes: all members of the team have obtained the driving specialization of the car god, and can easily drive any vehicle. Professional skills: 1. Magic modified machine tool LV. 1. Summon a machine tool, which can modify any vehicle to make it have excellent and unparalleled performance. 2. Iron-blooded rider, passive skill, with a stance specialization that surpasses the god level stance. When riding a motorcycle, the combat power is increased by 100%. I rely on. Xiao Yu's eyes straightened. Bai Qian's professional attributes and skills are too awesome. All the team members have the driving expertise of the car god level. In the future, if there are more people, they can form a team, and the mobility of the team is greatly improved. The combat power will also skyrocket. In particular, the skill magic modification machine tool can summon a machine tool to modify any vehicle. In layman's terms, explosion-proof vehicles can be converted into mobile fortresses. Fly up. Moreover, Bai Qian also has a passive skill Jagged Rider, possess driving skills beyond the car god level. When riding a motorcycle, combat power increases by 100%. Depend on. I also want to get a heavy locomotive and ride the zombie thief to pull the wind. P.S. Will update in a while. Ask for a flower review ticket. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. 055, Magic Modified Explosion-Proof Vehicle, Mobile Fortress is about to be born. Xiao Yu sighed. I was thinking of killing zombies for a while tonight, to see if I could explode 2 more experience orbs. As a result, the team has 1 more powerful player make big money at this moment. The system continues to prompt, Ling. Activate team attribute and reward skill sharing. You can share one of your skills with a team member. Skill sharing? Xiao Yu sees all his skills: Space Warehouse, Spiritual Charm, Dealer Master, Enhanced Recovery, Magical Machine Tool, Jagged Rider. There are 6 skills in total. A certain skill can be shared with a designated team member. What skills are shared? Who is it shared with? Xiao Yu couldn't make up his mind for a while, and decided to put this matter aside for now and talk about it when needed. At this time, An Xiaoran walked over with Bai Qian. Look at her surprised expression. Should already know everything. Captain, thank you for saving me and making me extremely powerful. I would like to be your striker in the future, help you complete the most dangerous mission, as expected of a writer. Xiao Yu especially likes this character. Bai Qian's professional suit has been distributed to the Space Warehouse. Xiao Yu took it out and handed it to her. Your clothes are full of blood, go into the car and put on this one, you'll love it. Soon Bai Qian stepped out of the explosion-proof car, looking completely new. Black leather bodysuit, black fingerless gloves, black leather leggings, black leather boots, all black, long legs, unparalleled temperament, glamorous and cold, full of capable aura. Good. Xiao Yu nodded and took out all kinds of weapons from the Space Warehouse: pistols, micro punches, shotguns, samurai swords, tang swords, miao swords, shields. You choose these weapons yourself, unlimited number, as long as you can use it, you can. Seeing so many weapons, Bai Qian was instantly elated. As a rider, what she dreams of most is to have a satisfactory weapon, so before leaving the community, there is a knife shop outside the city in the route she planned. Now there are so many weapons in front of him, the tool shop was instantly forgotten. I want this knife. She chose Miao Dao for the first time, because Xiao Yu used the Miao Dao to kill zombies, and she would never forget the scene of 3 heads with 1 knife. So handsome. I want this gun too. Bai Qian chose another shotgun. It's a lever action shotgun that can be ridden on a motorcycle and unloaded and loaded in 1 turn with 1 hand. Finally she took another pistol. After all, the bullet capacity of the shotgun is too small, and there must be a secondary weapon. Xiao Yu clicked his tongue secretly. This girl is wild and violent. Choose 3 weapons in one go, but the more violent, the more I like it. Doomsday doesn't need a vase. Xiao Yu gave Bai Kai and Nitin some bullets next. He will test the magic modification machine tool to see what kind of explosion-proof car can be modified. However, some materials are required. After Xiao Yu shared Bai Kai and Nitin's skills, there was a lot of modification knowledge in his mind. Include required materials. Level 1 magic modified explosion-proof vehicle requires 20 tons of carbon steel, 2 tons of cast iron, 2 tons of rubber, and 200 pounds of gold. The first few metals are commonly used in automobiles. The last 200 gold is to provide mysterious energy for vehicle modification. Xiao Yu has swept away so many malls and supermarkets these days. The gold shop inside was not spared either. Gold is enough for now. It's still worse than carbon steel, cast iron and rubber. They are all commonly used materials on cars. Cars are parked everywhere on the roadside, and they can be collected directly in the space warehouse. Xiaoran, go and collect 20 cars. Okay, the little girl was very obedient, and without asking why, she ran to the side of the road and started to sweep. Cars were taken into the space warehouse by her. The required materials were gathered quickly. Now let's go to the mall across the street. This mall was swept up yesterday, and it was very empty, just right for summoning a magic modified machine tool. Xiao Yu entered the mall with a group of people. Still, the old rules blocked the gate with a muck truck to avoid being disturbed. Then Xiao Yu thought about it. Immediately in front of him, the space began to distort, and a tall mechanical device slowly appeared. This device is at least 7 or 8 meters high. The width is not less than 10 meters. The thickness is not less than 5 meters. It is composed of countless complex and precise parts of different sizes. There is a huge hatch in the middle drive in the vehicle that needs to be modified, and you can complete the magic modification. Xiao Yu dared not drive in. If you change yourself again, there is no place to cry. He used the space warehouse to directly throw the explosion-proof car into it, and then threw 20 cars and 200 caddies of gold as auxiliary materials into it. Soon the hatches closed. Countless parts on the magic modified machine tool began to run automatically. Less than a minute the hatches opened, spitting out excess carbon steel, cast iron, as well as rubber and other debris. Then close again. Now the official modification of the explosion-proof vehicle begins. Xiao Yu looked forward with anticipation. The mobile fortress is about to be born. P.S. Ask for flower evaluation tickets. 056, magically modified heavy locomotive, flying guillotine. Not only Xiao Yu was looking forward to it, every team member is extremely excited. Moving the fortress, representing absolute safety. It is so important in the last days. However, the time for the magic change is a bit long, and everyone is waiting quietly. At this time, a crisp voice sounded. Xiao Yu looked sideways. It was Bai Kai and Nitin, holding a retro kerosene lighter in his hand, and holding a scorpion in his mouth. Inhale lightly. The cigarette was lit, and then slowly spit out. Looking cool. See Xiao Yu staring at himself. Bai Kai and Nitin smiled lightly, took the cigarette she just took from her mouth, and handed it to Xiao Yu. Captain, you smoke, I'll order another. This. Xiao Yu took the cigarette and thought, is this starting to tease me? A little wrist at this time. An Xiaoran, Han Kexin, Anna, and Liu Tingting all looked at Bai Kai and Nitin. A sense of crisis arises spontaneously. Miss Kai and Nitin is too proactive. No, I can't fall behind. Well, Bai Kai and Nitin's wrist is too clever. I have to find a way to tease the captain. There are 2 ropes with very positive energy in my storage bin. I have to find a chance to wear them for the captain to see. No, after going back tonight, check your mobile phone data carefully, and let the captain sink into my massage techniques. The players thought about it one by one. Xiao Yu didn't know it at all. After a cigarette was smoked, the magic modified machine made a clear prompt sound, and then the yellow light flashed a few times. The hatch opened slowly. A dark and tough armored fortress drove out with a conveyor belt. Xiao Yu fell in love at first sight. Really magic. There is absolutely no trace of the explosion-proof car from before. It was a steel beast that was crawling quietly. The entire body line is rigid and compact, and the bumper has been replaced with a triangular cone rushed through the corpse without any pressure. A meat grinder is installed on the wheel hub, a steel cone 30 centimeters long, covered with steel spikes like a mace. Once the vehicle is moving, there are zombies approaching in an instant. The crazily spinning meat grinder will break both feet. Xiao Yu immediately checked the modified attributes. Magic modified explosion-proof vehicle. The car is 8 meters long, 3 meters wide and 2.1 meters high. Can take 10 people. Has 8 huge solid tires that won't burst if hit by bullets. Using a 450 kilowatt diesel engine with a unit power of 18.9 kilowatts per ton. It can span a 2-meter trench and a 0.6 meter high vertical wall. The maximum speed is 180 kilometers per hour. Has the ability to float. The protective performance adopts basic steel plate plus composite armor, and can withstand 23mm armor-piercing incendiary bombs at a distance of 1,000 meters. Windows and windshields can withstand 12.7mm armor-piercing projectiles. Alloy mesh is also installed even if the car window is pierced by bullets. The zombies will not be able to climb and read the properties. Xiao Yu was ecstatic. Inside, the defense of the magic-modified explosion-proof car is too strong, and it also has the ability to float, so I can cross the river if there is no land road. The corpse tide couldn't stop it. Captain, do you still have gold? I want 100 pounds too. Bai Qian stared at Xiao Yu with a hint of begging in her eyes. Like a child asking a parent for candy. Let the Lengyan motorcycle goddess show this expression. I'm afraid it's only Xiao Yu. It happened that there were still more than 200 caddies of gold in the space warehouse, so they gave Bai Qian 100 caddies. Thank you, Captain. Bai Qian immediately summoned her magic-modified machine tool, and then put her favorite retro-heavy locomotive into the hatch from the storage warehouse picked up from the ground before the modified explosion-proof car. The excess metal throw in all the trimmings. The magic machine began to modify her heavy locomotive. After about 20 minutes, a brand new heavy locomotive slowly drove out from the hatch. Xiao Yu's eyes lit up. It's too cool to ride a horse, and its appearance can beat all the locomotives at home. In a broad dark body, the chrome parts and two thick chimneys gleamed so brightly that one could hardly keep one's eyes open. Two solid tires are bigger than dirt bike tires, heavy and steady. The sturdy gives people an unparalleled sense of strength. Like a lion that is not angry and proud, the modified locomotive has not only changed in appearance and volume, the performance is unparalleled and has the ability to leap. When the leap function is activated while driving, the locomotive will quickly consume fuel and obtain powerful jet kinetic energy, which can instantly leap over obstacles 5 meters high. The maximum leap distance is 30 meters. Epic. Xiao Yu's heart was suddenly moved. No, I had to get a motorcycle to modify. Qian, do you know where there are heavy locomotives? Bai Qian immediately guessed what Xiao Yu was thinking. Go, Captain, I'll take you there. The group left the mall and got into the brand new magic-modified explosion-proof car. However, Bai Qian did not come, and she still rides her beloved magic motorcycle. Set off, Bai Qian led the way. Go in the direction of Dongcheng. At this time, a small group of zombies appeared in front, and Bai Qian did not release the accelerator. The heavy locomotive slammed into it. He also swung a knife along the way with a muffled sound. One zombie was knocked flying, and 2 zombies were cut off. Awesome. Wow, Xiao Yu. I want a locomotive too, Captain, and me, I want it too, I want it too. Due to Bai Qian's professional attributes, all the team members obtained the driving specialization of the car God level. Therefore, Xiaoran and the others also have the strength of God level drivers. Now everyone thinks that explosion-proof cars are not fragrant. In fact, the biggest role of the magic-modified explosion-proof vehicle is defense, and the advantage of the magic-modified locomotive is mobility. Each has its own strengths. Under the guidance of Bai Qian, the crowd turned into a pedestrian street, and a 4-meter-high overpass appeared in front of them. On the overpass, there is also a zombie showing its teeth and claws. At this time, Bai Qian's locomotive suddenly jumped up, and the instant it crossed the overpass, it slashed the zombie's head with a knife. Boom! The locomotive fell to the ground, and the zombies who lost their heads also fell. I lost it. Xiao Yu suddenly felt like a cat's paw. Like Bai Qian, he possessed super god-level driving skills. Wait a minute, to get a heavy locomotive, I'm going to pretend to be forced to. P.S. Thank you, fantasy is a dream. For the 3 reminders, hear more efforts to code words. Ask for a flower review ticket. 057, can't hold it anymore, you have to go. Xiao Yu and his party soon came to Dongcheng Auto Trade City. There are more than a dozen car 4S stores and motorcycle 4S stores in this area. Bai Qian slammed on the brakes, and the magic heavy machine stopped in front of the gate of the Auto Trade City. Captain, there are a lot of locomotives here. Xiao Yu glanced at the closed door, so he instructed Han Kexin to drive directly into it. He was too lazy to get out of the car. Han Kexin kicked the accelerator to the bottom, and the magic-modified explosion-proof car immediately roared. The triangular cone resting on the anti-theft shutter door. In an instant, the door of the Auto Trade City was slammed open. Everyone got out of the car. At this time, it was pitch black in the Auto Trade City, and a low roar of zombies was heard. It should be the security guard who stayed in the Auto Trade City. The result was bad luck, and the corpse changed. Xiao Yu took out his flashlight and shone in the direction of the sound, and sure enough, he saw a zombie on the 2nd floor. This guy has a bad mind. He jumped down from the 2nd floor and tried to bite someone, but he broke his leg. and was crushed by Xiao Yu's foot with a tenfold increase in all attributes. Xiao Yu's strength is staggering because the professional suit has automatic cleaning Martin boots stained with the grains, instantly become as bright as new. Captain, the locomotive is upstairs, I'll take you there. Bai Qian is familiar with the road here, and it seems that she often patronizes the heavy-duty locomotives in the auto trade city. The group came upstairs. The flashlight shines in the past, and rows of locomotives are parked neatly. There are ordinary motorcycles, mountain motocross, and Xiao Yu's favorite heavy locomotive. Captain, this Black Muscle is a new model that was released this year, and its performance is excellent in all aspects. If I wasn't a girl, I would have bought this car long ago. Bai Qian pointed to a black motorcycle and said, Black Muscles are really domineering. It hasn't been changed yet, but it already gives people a sense of power, and it's not a squirt style, it's more suitable for men's mounts. Xiao Yu loves it. Just reach out and touch it, and you will receive it in the warehouse in an instant. Cool. Didn't you guys just want to start the car? Go and choose one for yourself. Put away the extra locomotive. Xiaoran, the team has since expanded. The extra locomotives can be magically modified and given to other team members. Xiao Yu came to the first floor, find an open place, summon the magic machine, and put the Black Muscle into the hatch. There are still more than 100 caddies of gold, enough as for other accessories. Carbon steel, cast iron, and rubber are readily available. So many cars in the showroom on the first floor. Just pick up a few cars and throw them into the hatch, close it with a bang, and after the waste is spit out, the locomotive officially begins the magic transformation. 20 minutes. The magic changed Black Muscles and slowly opened from the hatch, more powerful and domineering like a wild beast full of power. A man's favorite. It also has the ability to leap. Xiao Yu liked it so much that he immediately filled up the gas and rode on to set it on fire. With a dull growl, the magic modified Black Muscle shoots a dazzling high beam. At this time, all the team members also went downstairs. Let's go, we're going back to the hotel. Xiao Yu wanted to get on the road quickly and pretend to be compulsive. Just now, when he saw Bai Qian killing zombies on a motorcycle, he was already itchy. The group drove out of the auto trade city. Xiao Yu and Bai Qian's locomotives ran at the front, and both of them had super god-level driving expertise. Suddenly, the car started racing. Let no one rely on, don't keep face, right? Xiao Yu released his spiritual charm, but with a little disturbance, Bai Qian was out of control. What happened? I don't want to let go of the accelerator. Why don't my hands obey me, Captain Yu? Bai Qian looked at Xiao Yu, who was leaving, and suddenly looked at his back angrily like a resentful little daughter-in-law, then immediately followed up. At this time, 7 or 8 zombies appeared in front. Xiao Yu slammed into it, killing 3 zombies with 1 knife, and knocking 2 off. Ding, ding, 2 lucky chips fell. Xiao Yu thought and picked them all up. At this time, Bai Qian caught up. The slender Miao Dao swept past the speeding locomotive, and 2 more zombie heads flew out. The last 2 zombies remain. He was hit and killed by a magic-modified explosion-proof car driven by Han Kexin. Killing zombies with a vehicle will still drop lucky chips. Xiao Yu was thinking in his heart, tomorrow, I will modify a locomotive for all the team members, and the speed of harvesting zombies will definitely increase by several grades. Maybe the space warehouse can be upgraded before the evacuation of S-Lost, but now there is not enough gold. I have to sweep the gold shop tomorrow. I thought gold was useless in the last days, so Xiao Yu didn't collect it deliberately. It also led to the early loading of those gold shops by thugs, but every gold store has a safe can't open without password. Xiao Yu is going to cut it with a cutting machine tomorrow, as well as the bank vault, and also go to sweep it. The other side S city headquarters. Guo Wei, whose hair is messy, and his beard has not been shaved for several days. The whole person looks like a bad old man. More than 832 people were killed in Dongchen, 672 people were killed in Zicheng, Nanchang killed 684 people, Beijing City killed 735 people. Suddenly, more than 2,000 people were lost. If things go on like this, after 2 days, there will be no one to fight in S city. Guo Wei, who took a deep breath, and he stared at his daughter Guo Xiao and said with a serious expression, Xiao, Dad ordered you one thing, you must leave S city, we can't hold it anymore. I am worthy of the country and the people, but I am also a father, I can't just watch you die here. P.S. Ask for flowers and evaluate tickets. 058, site selection based on location, One Finger Mountain. Natural danger. Guo Wei, who doesn't have the temperament of a superior at all at this moment in front of her daughter. He is just an ordinary father. His son and wife were dead, and he couldn't watch his daughter die in the city. Dad, how about you? Are you going with me? Guo Wei, who shook his head. Can I go? Hey, Guo Wei, who also wanted to leave, and wanted to leave a long time ago, but a death order was given from above. I ate this bowl of rice myself, became the parental officer of S city, enjoying more than 20 years of prosperity and wealth, and now I want to leave. How can it be so easy? Xiao, it's okay for you to leave, it's a big deal to hold me accountable. If I leave, the problem will be bigger. You are not in your position and do not seek political affairs. You don't understand some things. As a parent official, if I leave, I will be a sinner through the ages. I don't want to be nailed to a pillar of shame. I want to go with your mother too. Guo Wei, who is ready to die, although he doesn't want to. But since ancient times, which hero who sacrificed himself did not want to live well? Guo Wei, who doesn't want to be a hero, but I don't want to be nailed to the pillar of shame and become a sinner when responsibilities and orders are overwhelming. Death is the best release. Dad, I don't agree. I can't lose you. If you don't leave, neither will I. At this moment, the low roar of the zombies suddenly came from outside the door, followed by the sound of gunshots. Guo Wei, who was instantly shocked. Guo Xiao instantly pulled out 2 guns at this time. A dozen guards rushed into the office. Prefect, retreat immediately. The corpse has changed. This time, it's the family members of the veterans, and our guards, all have corpses. Please withdraw to the Nanchang Bridge immediately. The guard said as he shot out the door. Guo Xiao quickly pulled up his father, and the two went to the Nanchang Bridge from the isolation channel built by the sandbags. A group of high-level commanders also went with them. The crowd stood in the middle of the bridge looking at the headquarters where the gunfire was everywhere. The sadness and helplessness spread, and everyone seemed to have lost their strength and could not lift themselves up. Stick to it. Even the headquarters is like a guerrilla attack. It is always worried that someone will turn into a corpse, and it is ready to evacuate temporarily at any time. Ask since ancient times, which fight was as suffocating as war. Even if it's a nuclear war, you don't have to flee 5 or 6 times a day like we do when you hide in a shelter. Sometimes I even have to escape in the middle of the night. Guo Wei, who was also silent. Everyone is prepared to retreat temporarily every day, making the high-level headquarters exhausted, helpless and frustrated. Gradually, the gunfire stopped, and everyone returned to the headquarters to continue to defend this hopeless city. The soldiers stationed at the bridgehead also sighed. Neither can they in the face of natural disasters. National security is above everything else, and infectious bodies cannot be allowed to leave. Just hold on. After returning to the office, Guo Xiao was going to call Bai Qian. She knew that the mob had broken into the Nanchang Bridge and was finally killed by the group, and also went to see if no locomotive was found, nor by Qian's body. It means that Qian is still alive, but no one answered the phone just now. Where's my phone? Guo Xiao searched all over her pocket, but couldn't find the phone. Only at this time did she realize that she had lost the phone while evacuating in a hurry, so I ran out to find it. I searched 3 times and couldn't find it. What can I do? I can't remember the phone number, and I can't contact Qian anymore. Suburbs of South City. Xiao Yu brought the team members to a single-family villa. Everyone come in. Bai Qian opened the door of the villa. This is also her home, where her parents usually live, but before the T-virus appeared, her parents went on a trip. Contact has been lost since yesterday. Bai Qian guessed that there were more bad luck than good luck. Xiao Yu decided to let everyone spend the night here tonight. There were too many people in the hotel, and people often turned into corpses. The risk factor has also skyrocketed. It is safer to live in Bai Qian's house. After everyone washed up, Xiao Yu started planning tomorrow's tasks. It's just 3 o'clock. Sweep gold store safes, bank vaults, kill zombies and get experience balls, then wait for the full outbreak of the T-virus, and the soldiers outside the city will also change into indiscriminate corpses, and then there will be chaos. It is now safe to evacuate at this time. Bai Qian was also calling Guo Xiao to report her safety, just couldn't get through. After hanging up the phone, she glanced at the wallpaper on her mobile phone, which was a photo she took on a trip last year while driving a motorcycle. It was also a foothold after she was about to leave S City, so she found Xiao Yu, handed the phone over and said, "Captain, we can go here after we leave the city. I know the way." Xiao Yu's eyes suddenly lit up. On the phone wallpaper is a towering cliff peak. There is a large farmland below the mountain peak. "Captain, this mountain is called Yizi Mountain. It is on the outskirts of Y City in Shu Province, surrounded by mountains. Definitely an ideal place to stay." Xiao Yu nodded. This is indeed a great place to establish a base. It pierces the peaks of the sky like fingers, and there are cliffs and cliffs on all sides, and no amount of zombies can attack them. "Okay, after leaving S City, we'll go here. P.S. It will be on the shelves at 12 o'clock tomorrow night. The big guys remember to come and cheer even if you want to gain weight. You want to make a first order to let Xiao Yu know how many people are willing to continue watching, please. 059, Hell City, everyone lives in a nightmare. One after another, everyone has finished washing up one by one wrapped in a bath towel and did not avoid suspicion, since they all trust themselves so much, then I will be welcome. Xiao Yu leaned shirtless on the sofa. Anna came over to press Xiao Yu's head again, and said that she had learned new techniques online. Liu Tingting also said that she had studied Chinese medicine nursing and would massage acupuncture points on her feet. He couldn't help but lift Xiao Yu's feet. It's just that the panda is very naughty and always rubs the soles of his feet, which made Xiao Yu wonder if it was intentional. It's time to sleep. Han Kexin asked Xiao Yu to help her choose a pajama. There was a lot of clothes in her storage bin, and a lot of them were poured out. Xiao Yu grabbed a handful of them, all of which were small things with 2 strings. Very positive energy. I don't know if she did it on purpose or not. Anyway, Han Kexin didn't blush. Xiao Yu wondered in his heart, what happened to the team members tonight? All of them were very strange, making him inexplicable after lights out at night. Xiao Yu's bedroom door was suddenly opened. A playful figure flashed in. Who? Xiao Yu, it's me. Hee, Xiaoran. Early the next morning. There's only one day left before the outbreak of the T-virus. Tomorrow night at the latest in all countries in the world, zombie crises will break out indiscriminately on a large scale, and they are real zombies, a brand new species with a desire for destruction and appetite. There were no signs of death before the corpse. Maybe you were chatting and laughing with you one second, and suddenly biting you the next second. The world will come to a true end. It was just dawn, and the air was filled with a strong smell of blood and the smell of burnt corpses. Xiao Yu and the team got up early. Although he only slept 2 hours last night, it was enough for Xiao Yu. Sleeping is just to let the brain clean up the residual junk information, so that the mind and consciousness become more clean and awake, so you don't need to sleep for a long time today. An Xiaoran is also full of spring breeze. The body's 5 times recovery speed has repaired the injury she was overwhelmed by last night. A group of people set off go to the gold shop first. Xiao Yu and Bai Kai and Nian are still riding motorcycles, and the other team members are temporarily sitting in magic-modified explosion-proof vehicles. The roads are full of blood as the wheels spin. Blood splashes on boots and trouser legs, which are then automatically cleaned away. A zombie appeared in front of him wandering in the street. Xiao Yu took out the shotgun from the space warehouse. Boom. The heads of zombies are smashed into dregs like watermelons. The jagged rider skill doubles Xiao Yu's combat effectiveness when riding a motorcycle. This combat power includes swordsmanship, riding, and shooting coupled with a large area damage unique to shotguns. It's easy to get a headshot on a locomotive. Xiao Yu flicked his wrist. A lever-action shotgun, with a full turn of the finger, completes unloading and loading every half-time. Last night, Xiao Yu specializes in practicing this technique, and now it is used in actual combat, and he is quite handsome. Bai Kai and Nian, who was following behind, lit up. When did the captain learn this technique? Last night. Impossible. I went to his room to get things this morning and saw that the trash cans were full. It's a miracle that he's alive. Where's the time to practice such a cool reloading technique? The convoy continued to move forward. Another group of zombies appeared on the road, and the number of them was more than 30. No fun this time. Xiao Yu took the lead in throwing 5 red cards, killing 15 zombies, and then rushed through the scattered corpses. Kill another zombie. By the way, he swung a knife and cut off 3 zombie heads. 19 kills in an instant. Ding, ding, ding. 6 lucky chips drop. A thought moves all picked up. Yummy. At this time, Bai Kai and Nian caught up from behind, killed 1 HUD with a shotgun, and then slashed 3 HUDs again with a knife. The rest is left to Han Kexin and the others. The magic-modified explosion-proof car went straight into it, and at the same time, Anna, Liu Tingting and Xiaoran stuck out a car window. Anna threw several red cards in a row. Liu Tingting and Xiaoran swept away with a micro-punch. The explosion-proof car slammed into it, and the triangular cone directly knocked the 4 zombies apart. Kill them all. The whole process only takes 1 minute. Epic. Wow, I just picked up a lucky chip and turned it into an experience ball, Xiaoran said excitedly. Now her space warehouse upgrade experience has reached 60%, and she is still 4 pieces away. The convoy continued to drive to the gold shop. At this time, the battle in the city became more intense, and there were too many zombies on the streets that could not be cleaned up after those groups of rioters were suppressed yesterday. It also shocked everyone. No one wants to escape now. But this kind of repression of waiting for death breeds countless violent incidents. A woman jumped from a balcony and fell to her death. She was not forced to jump off the building by the zombies but by a group of men with knives. After she jumped off the building, Two shirtless men carried her husband's body and threw it down. Then a group of people laughed wildly on the balcony. The soldiers passing by just symbolically fired a shuttle of bullets at the balcony, but did not go up to catch the murderer because the zombies on the street can't be cleaned up. Xiao Yu continued to drive forward. A young girl screamed for help at the window. Her hair was disheveled and her clothes were disheveled, but soon she was grabbed by a man's hair and dragged down and the curtains were drawn. The two soldiers stationed at the gate of the community just shook their heads, but did not intend to go upstairs to rescue her. Not indifferent but powerless because there are zombies in the corridors, fire exits, and even elevators of every building. If one or two people go in, they are courting death. City S has a serious shortage of soldiers to defend the city, and even the zombies on the streets cannot be cleaned up. And the soldiers can only watch these tragedies happen. Everyone who lives in the city, they are all suffering. P.S. Thank you, Wang Wenguang, for your reward again. Thanks to the boss of Poverty Monk's Law entry, for urging him to update again. 060, one magic modified locomotive for everyone, and the killing method is efficient in Chick. Only Xiao Yu's team can run unscrupulously on the street and don't face any threats. The convoy soon came to a gold shop. The door had already been pried open by thugs, and the glass showcase was smashed into scum all over the floor. Gold jewelry has long been looted, but the safe is still there. Xiao Yu took out a cutting machine from the space warehouse and plugged it in. It took 20 minutes. Finally, the safe was violently cut open, and it was full of rings, necklaces, and bracelets. Take it all away. The group did not stop and continued to the next house. However, not long after they went out, they were stopped by the defending soldiers of S City, because the magic-modified explosion-proof vehicles and locomotives were not vehicles of the police station, not even a military vehicle. It means that Xiao Yu and others are civilians at this moment. 5 police officers pointed their guns at Xiao Yu. Who are you? Please answer me right away. The police captain looked nervous. Xiao Yu and the others were fully armed. And the vehicles they were riding were too cool. Especially the magic-modified explosion-proof vehicles. It's like a mobile fortress ferocious monster. Xiao Yu signaled to the police team not to be nervous. After he showed his commissioner's ID, the atmosphere finally eased up a bit, but running around the city there will definitely be police arrests, or patrolling soldiers of the Ministry of War, and it is very troublesome to be stopped every time. So Xiao Yu called the headquarters office directly, asked Guo Weihu to send a notice to all levels, so that there is no need to stop him and question him when he sees his team in the future. Temporary office of the command. Guo Weihu put down the phone and called up the surveillance screen. Although the surveillance network in many places in City S was damaged due to the war, the place where Xiao Yu was stopped just now is still normal. On the screen, the fully armed Xiao Yu team can easily kill a group of zombies. Combat power exploded. That's great. The combat power and mobility of the commissioner's squad are very strong. They take part in street fights, which relieves a lot of the pressure on patrolling soldiers. Guo Xiao was also watching the surveillance playback. She suddenly lit up. The woman on the heavy-duty motorcycle in the surveillance was too similar to her best friend Bai Qianigan, but the picture is blurry, can't see face. Moreover, Bai Qianigan's locomotive was different from the one in the picture, and she couldn't possibly be a member of the special commissioner team. And she didn't have the skills of the woman in the picture. It's just a knife drop. Killing zombies is like peeling carrots. It is very neat. Best friend for so many years. She knew Bai Qianigan very well. Therefore, the woman under surveillance cannot be Bai Qianigan. What surprised Guo Xiao the most was the special commissioner, who was so powerful that he was jaw-dropping. Before, outside the Bohemia garden, I also met the special commissioner. I just thought he was special at the time. I didn't expect it to be so powerful. My face was black with smoke at that time. If I see him again, he probably doesn't know me. Guo Xiao thought silently. The other side. Xiao Yu's team set off again, and after a morning of sweeping, they visited all the gold shops in the city. In the end, more than 500 caddies of gold were harvested. If it weren't for the gold in the showcase, which was looted by the thugs, there would be more to gain during lunch. Xiao Yu took advantage of the free time and put all the cars, big and small, on the roadside into the space warehouse, then called Bai Qianigan to an open area. The two of them each summoned a magic-modified machine tool, ready to refit a heavy-duty locomotive for Han Kexin, Anna, and Tingting. Since last night, they have been yelling and wanting. I don't know if I want a heavy machine, or I heard Xiaoran shouting that I wanted it all night, so I started booing. Take care of her so much. Let's refit each one first. Only 100 caddies of gold are needed to refit a heavy machine, and other auxiliary metals are easy to obtain and can be ignored. Xiao Yu currently has nearly 600 caddies of gold. It is enough to modify 4 locomotives. The modification speed of the two people together was very fast. After 40 minutes, 4 magic-modified heavy locomotives were born, all line up and stop, bulky body, sturdy, oversized tires, compact structure full of powerful muscles. Each car is mighty and domineering, like a beast that is not angry and mighty. Wow, it's so handsome. I like this one. Don't snatch it from me. I want this one. I'll get on it first. Yeah, the muscle of this car is as strong as the captain. Drive. Drive. Anna rides on a heavy machine, making a horse-riding motion. This made Xiao Yu very depressed. What does it mean to be as strong as me? You are not riding me, huh? Is Anna implying me? The team members all chose their own locomotives that they were satisfied with, and lunch had already been eaten, so Xiao Yu put away the explosion-proof scooters, and everyone rode on the modified locomotives and continued to set off to sweep the bank vault. Gold is an important metal for modded vehicles, so the more the better. At this time, 7 or 8 zombies appeared on the overpass ahead. Xiao Yu raised his hand and fired a shotgun, blasting the head of a zombie. A flick of the wrist finished turning the gun and loading it. In addition to being handsome, it is still handsome. Immediately after the heavy locomotive jumped up and crossed the overpass, Miao Dao swiped and pulled. 2 zombies were beheaded, following by Qian, Han Kexin, An Xiaoran, Anna, and Liu Tingting, all turned on the locomotive's leap function. A huge heavy locomotive crossed over the bridge with a single knife. All the zombies on the overpass were killed in an instant. Efficient and chic. P.S. Ask for flowers and evaluate tickets. 061. Mysterious hexagonal meeting, full-blown irreversible. Soon, Xiao Yu and his party came to a bank, smashed the security door with a large cutting machine, then entered the underground vault and cut for another half an hour. Finally the door opened. The treasury is not big. After all, it is only a branch in a small city, and it is impossible to have a reserve business as large as the head office. On both sides of the vault are densely packed safes. Xiao Yu didn't have time to cut them one by one, can only give up. In the next room, there are 2 rows of shelves. One row was neatly laid out with banknotes, and another was full of gold bricks and bars. The banknotes are useless. I think the paper is too hard to wipe. PP. Xiao Yu directly put the shelves of gold bricks and gold bars into the space warehouse. A total of more than 600 caddies of gold. This amount is already exaggerated. Bank vaults in small cities do not have much spare gold. When there is a big business, it will be dispatched from the head office after the gold is in hand. Xiao Yu and his party withdrew and continued to the next bank. On the other side of the distant world, Sam's empire in the desert, a prosperous city rose from the ground, but at this time it was also in a zombie crisis. There is a skyscraper in the most prosperous part of the city. This is the headquarters of the world's most mysterious organization here, a league, which was established in Sam Kingdom. Buildings are just appearances. There is also a huge underground base below, shaped like a beehive. The area is 100 times the size of a building on the ground, and there are tens of thousands of people living there. The strange thing is, under the hive, no one was infected with a T-virus. At the bottom of the hive, there is a secret meeting room with an ancient hexagonal table in the middle. An old man with gray hair was sitting at the table. It didn't take long. Across the table, a virtual projection suddenly appeared with a portrait on it. "Hi, Morgan," the figure spoke up. The gray-haired old man nodded, but did not speak. "Morgan, you don't seem very happy." "Oh," Morgan pondered for a long time, "we lost control of the T-virus. How can we be happy?" At this time, other projections appeared one after another. On each projection, there is a portrait. Soon this hexagonal table is filled with 6 virtual projection people. "Okay, gentlemen, we officially begin the Hexagonal Council." Hexagonal Council, it is the highest level parliament of the Hilali Groth. Morgan, Locke, Buffy, Berg, Sassoon, representatives of 6 major families participated. The 6 major families are scattered around the world. Meetings are this real-time projection connection method. "Everyone, there is very bad news. The T-virus is about to evolve again, and we have completely lost control of it. The only good news is, our body has an immune system established very early, so it will not become a zombie." The one who spoke was the leader of the Hexagonal Council, the representative of the Ross family, Ross Connor. "That is to say, we open Pandora's box. Is it irreversible now?" "Yes, we can't predict the ultimate evolutionary direction of the T-virus, but what is certain is that we are about to usher in a new century, a world only for us, the Sheila." "No, Connor, you're arguing. The truth is, we killed everyone except the Sheila. Isn't this something we've always dreamed of? This world should be controlled by our smart Sheila people." The meeting began to quarrel. The focus of the quarrel is not how to save the situation, but how to divide the world. Yes, the T-virus is a secret weapon of the Scylla League, a bacterium found in the iceberg hundreds of millions of years ago and cultivated over many years. The purpose is to control all mankind, but the plan failed, and the virus continued to mutate and evolve itself. and it has developed in an unpredictable direction. Mr. Ross Connor, please tell us, when did the T-virus evolve again? Soon, maybe the next second. City temporary headquarters. Guo Xiao suddenly heard the sound of intense gunfire. She pulled out her pistol alertly, and came to the window. The scene downstairs made her scalp tingle. The corpse changed again. This time it was a large-scale corpse transformation, and the veterans' families and the guards were in chaos at the moment. Roar roar, zombies roared, gunshots rang out, soldiers bitten, uncontrolled fire, bullets flew, and innocents were shot. Most importantly, the people who changed into corpses this time are different from before. They will not scratch themselves, and attack the people around them without warning. More than that, when they killed the target, they would eat it up, vomit, vomit. Guo Xiao retched twice, and finally held back. Dead. She regained her senses instantly, remembered her father, and rushed to the office immediately. Just rushed out the door. There was a zombie rushing towards him. Guo Xiao knew him, and he was one of his father's personal guards, only 18 or 19. He often likes Han smirk, and every time he retreats temporarily, he will use his body to block all dangers for his father and prevent anyone from approaching unexpectedly. His corpse has changed. Boom. A bullet pierced the head of the zombie guard. Guo Xiao felt a sore nose. She continued to run. 2 more guard zombies rushed up. She also knew both of them. After each temporary retreat, the 2 would return to the headquarters to clean up the corpse. They are not afraid of life and death. He didn't expect that he would also become a zombie. Boom, boom. With 2 shots, the 2 guard zombies were sent away, tears welling up in Guo Xiao's eyes. She continues to run towards the office. P.S. Ask for flower evaluation tickets. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. 062, Purgatory. Kill. Blood. Fall down one by one. The hallway was full of blood and shredded pieces of meat in the rooms on both sides. There were the low roars of the zombies, and the mourning of the family members of the high-level headquarters. Guo Xiao did not dare to look into those rooms. She was afraid that she could not help saving people because she was more concerned about her father's safety. Sister Xiao, save me, save me. A hand suddenly came out of the window, a girl with blood on her face, begging her for help. Guo Xiao knew him. She is the daughter of a high-ranking member of the Ministry of Education. Can't remember the name. She admires her marksmanship very much, and has come to ask her to teach her many times. But she refused because her big brother and mother became zombies and were in a low mood. What? The girl exclaimed, and was thrown down by a ferocious woman. Mom, I'm Wenwen, don't bite me. Guo Xiao couldn't bear it any longer and kicked the door open. Boom. The gunshots sounded, and the forehead of the corpse mother was penetrated, but the girl could not survive. There were multiple bites on her neck and body. You, Sister Xiao, I won't become a zombie, right? I can be cured, right? Guo Xiao nodded, forced a smile, and tears welled up in his eyes. Yes, you won't become a zombie. Boom. The gunshots sounded again, and the girl fell in a pool of blood. She choked up and quickly went out. Continuing to run towards her father's office, finally came to the stairs. At a glance, the stairs are full of people struggling to climb up. They are covered in blood, and their bodies have long been gnawed. The dense zombies pressed them on the stairs and bit them. A pair of bloody hands stretched helplessly in Guo Xiao's direction. Help me, I don't want to die. Hurry up and give me a hand. Can you pull me, please? Please kill me. I hurt so much, it hurts so bad. Don't bite me. Guo Xiao took a deep breath and stepped back uncontrollably. The hellish scene on the stairs was gone, but the miserable screams, the bloody stares, and the helpless hands were like a picture frozen in my mind. Nothing lingers. She realized that she couldn't go down the stairs. She had to jump off, climb out of the back window of his bedroom. You can use the air conditioner as a jumping point to fall to the backyard of the temporary command kitchen. Guo Xiao turned around and ran back. On the way, she picked up the rifles of the 3 guards and slung them behind her. Her pistols were running out of bullets at this time. The door next to it was knocked open. A ferocious man rushed out and threw Guo Xiao to the ground. Roar. It's a zombie. The bloody mouth is close at hand, and with a roar, an unpleasant smell of blood comes to the face. Guo Xiao stuck his neck with one hand to prevent the zombies from biting him, but zombies are very powerful. She couldn't break free at this time. 2 more zombies rushed up the stairs, and they would die here if they didn't get out of trouble. Killed alive. The ground was full of blood and it was very slippery. Guo Xiao was in a hurry, holding on to the zombie's chin as a support point. The body then quickly slips back from the plasma. It broke free. She immediately turned over, grabbed the rifle behind her, bang bang bang, 4 shots and killed 3 zombies. Marksmanship is as good as ever. There was no loss of alignment due to nervousness and excitement. Guo Xiao picked up the pistol on the ground, quickly returned to the bedroom, opened the rear window, climbed to the air conditioner, jumped down, and landed on the air conditioner on the 3rd floor. Keep jumping down. Dropped onto the air conditioner on the 2nd floor. Jumped down again, and finally land. She had only seen such a picture on TV, but she did not expect that she would also succeed under threat of death. Everyone can unleash the power of PUBG Mobile. Guo Xiao kicked open the back door of the kitchen, slammed and killed the chef who had turned into a corpse, and then ran from the cafeteria to the downstairs of the headquarters. There are corpses all over the place. There were loud gunshots and the screams of soldiers upstairs. Guo Xiao stepped on these corpses and ran to the headquarters on the 2nd floor. Some are zombie corpses, and some are human corpses. She finally came to the 2nd floor. A bullet whizzed past her ear, and Guo Xiao immediately crouched down. She saw a dozen zombies gathered outside the office. There are also 3 soldiers, relying on a pile of desks to resist desperately. Guo Xiao immediately shot. After the few bullets left in the gun were cleared, the zombies were also killed one after another. She ran over quickly. Of the original 3 soldiers, only 1 was left standing, and the other 2 were bitten in multiple places and lay dying on the ground. The soldier who was still standing covered his neck with one hand. Blood spilled from between his fingers. He was also bitten. Guo, please arrest. I will do it myself. You go to Guo Xiao. There are no guards by his side. The soldier just finished speaking. A person lying on the ground weakly said, Heezy, help me, cough. The other was speechless. He just stared at Heezy, nodding constantly between eye contact. Heezy took a deep breath. He already understood. Boom, boom, 2 shots, sending comrades on the road, and finally the muzzle of the gun touched the chin and closed his eyes. Pull the trigger with a bang. The sprayed blood stained the wall, and Kurako sent himself on his way. Good brothers who are in love with each other eventually fell together. Guo Xiao's eyelids twitched several times, and his already numb heart was still moved. These were the guards who swore to protect their father. One by one they fell. She didn't have time to sigh and kicked the door of the office with a kick. P.S. Ask for flower evaluation tickets. 063. Father's love is like a mountain, and there is no regret in death. Messy office, confetti scattered all over the floor, and the bodies of 3 guards. Guo Weihu is being crushed to the ground by a zombie. Bang bang bang. He kept shooting zombies, but unfortunately the zombies pressed him to death. He had to hold the zombie's chin with one hand to prevent himself from being bitten. The other hand, holding the gun, reluctantly went around behind and shot. Bang bang bang. All the bullets hit the backs of the zombies, not enough to kill at all. Keka, the magazine is out. Then just wait to die? What? My god, don't let people live. I stick to the S-City, but the result is this result. What's the point? What's the point? Guo Weihu has collapsed, not because of how difficult this time was, but because everything he had paid for had been disillusioned as a result of clinging. Everyone still turned into zombies. There is no difference. A large area of corpse transformation. If I knew this earlier, why should I stick to it in the first place? He killed 3 zombies with his own hands, all the guards who had sworn to protect him. No one can understand that feeling. He had personally ordered the killing of his assistant, and the hideous zombie in front of him was his newly appointed assistant. Is it still going to die in the mouth of a zombie? The only one who can't let go is Xiao. Just then, the door was violently kicked open, followed by gunshots. A bullet pierced through the head of the zombie. Dad, are you alright? Guo Xiao locked the door with his backhand, and quickly ran over to support Guo Weihu. Xiao, you're still, good. Seeing that my father is fine. Guo Xiao breathed a sigh of relief. She immediately picked up the guard's rifle, unloaded the magazine, and quickly filled it with bullets. Dad, let's leave quickly. Go from the cafeteria. It's safe there. Hurry up. Guo Weihu shook his head with a wry smile. Xiao, Dad won't leave. You can go. Talking room. Guo Weihu stretched out his hand, and there was a row of teeth marks on his palm, which had been bitten. Although the wound is not deep, he knew very well that it was only a matter of time before the corpse changed. Guo Xiao felt that the sky was about to fall, and the thing she was most worried about had happened. Xiao, hurry up, you must live. Father, mother, and big brother will bless you below. Guo Weihu is a materialist at this moment. He also said superstitious words. Perhaps only in this way can he be comforted in his heart. Let's go quickly. Guo Weihu growled. Guo Xiao's lips were biting and bleeding, and letting tears wet her cheeks. She walked out of purgatory, cruelly smoothing out the edges and corners of her ignorance, now mature and sensible, just like a cub who has lost a pack of wolves. He has to face the dangers ahead alone. Dad, I love you. Guo Xiao pulled out the pistol, threw it on the ground, and then slowly got up and walked outside, and many more. Guo Weihu picked up the pistol on the ground and chased after him in 2 steps. I'll go with you. Guo Xiao didn't understand why his father had already been bitten and was a deadly bomb, why he offered to go with him even if you have doubt. She couldn't refuse either. This was a plot that was linked by blood and couldn't be separated. She couldn't leave her father here alone and wait to die. The father and daughter quickly left the office, stepping on the corpses all over again. He walked to the first floor. There are more and more zombies. He rushed towards them frantically. Guo Xiao kept shooting, and zombies fell to the ground one after another. Soon there will be more zombies rushing up. Come on, don't stop. Guo Weihu kept urging his daughter. At this moment, 3 zombies rushed out from behind. Guo Weihu didn't even think about it. He directly blocked it with his body, and took the initiative to stretch out his arm and let the zombies bite. Then the pistol touched the forehead of a zombie. Boom, a headshot he hasn't practiced, and he can only get headshots with his face-to-face play, because there are not many bullets. Bang bang, 2 more shots, killing the other 2 zombies. Guo Xiao turned around abruptly, and when she saw her father's bloody arm, she seemed to understand. Do not stop, keep walking, go to Nanchang Bridge, where there is a garrison. Guo Xiao choked up and nodded. The father and daughter continued to rush out. The ground was full of blood and it was slippery. Guo Weihu fell many times. Every time he gritted his teeth and stood up, another group of zombies rushed up, and Guo Xiao was changing the magazine. Guo Weihu used his body to stop him again. Die, die. Guo Weihu, with a ferocious face, took the initiative to stretch out his arm to let the zombie bite, while the other hand pressed against the zombie's forehead and shot. Bang bang bang. Zombies were killed by him. At this moment, he was already fearless, and he just wanted to use his broken body to fight for a little hope of survival for his daughter at the end of his life. Father is a mountain. Die without regret. P.S. On the shelves tonight. Please order first. 064. There is no way to escape. Hold the dagger tightly. Kill. Too many people gathered at the temporary headquarters. Guard force veteran family. There are 5,000 or 6,000 people in total. At this moment, the T-virus has fully erupted, causing it to become the hardest hit area. One by one living people were pressed to the ground and bitten. Some were killed. Some people will be eaten when they die, and a complete body cannot be found everywhere. Guo Weihu kept urging his daughter to run quickly because he felt like he couldn't hold on anymore. The more wounds, the more bleeding, and the more serious the corpse poison infection. At this time, his face gradually turned blue, the veins on his face and neck bulged, and his body was burning like fire. There is still a process of infection after being bitten. Guo Weihu realized that he could no longer follow his daughter, otherwise he might bite her the next moment. At this time, a large group of zombies rushed towards them. Guo Xiao's gun had the last few bullets left, not enough to kill these zombies. Xiao, let's go. Don't feel sorry for me. Guo Weihu's voice fell, and he took the initiative to rush to the corpse group and plunged into the zombie pile. Let's go. Boom. He ended his life with a last-minute bullet. Guo Xiao turned back step by step. In the end, she ran towards the Nanchang Bridge without looking back. She rushed out of the temporary headquarters, but her father stayed behind as she ran. Many images flashed in her mind. It's all about the father. In order to climb up step by step, he did not hesitate to attack his colleagues, bribed his superiors, and finally took the position of the prefect. Father is not a good official, however. He abides by his duties at a critical juncture and perseveres to the end in this hopeless city. In the last moments of life, the greatest light of father's love bloomed at this time. 3 more zombies rushed up. Guo Xiao's gun has no bullets. She threw away the rifle and pulled out the dagger from her waist. Her eyes were cold as never before. Lone wolf after all. We must face all enemies alone. Kill. The sharp dagger, as if injected with power by his father, became a weapon turned zombies in Guo Xiao's hands. Puff puff. The 3 zombies were killed in an instant. She continued to run forward. Fortunately, there were not too many zombies nearby, and there was no tendency to be surrounded by itineraries. Guo Xiao leaned on a dagger. The Nanchang Bridge is in front of you, and there is hope if you run past it. At the same time, on the other side of the bridge, an even more brutal fight was underway. The T-virus broke out. BE Global. The soldiers stationed on the Nanchang Bridge have also begun to indiscriminately transform into corpses. The comrades who fought side by side with him 1 second will bite the people around him, the next crazy everyone is crazy rifles, machine guns, crazy strafing, and I don't know if they hit a zombie or a living comrade in arms because everyone wears the same clothes. Can't tell the difference between the enemy and me. On the bridge road 3 helicopters take off, ready to come to support the chaotic battlefield, but just flew to the battlefield. The pilot of one of the helicopters died, and the plane lost control, crashing into the other helicopter. A bang, the 2 helicopters lost control and fell vertically into the crowd. The 2 propellers rotating at high speed popped out like 2 death scythes, instantly killing 2 bloody paths in the crowd. Some were broken in 2, some heads were cut in half, some are divided into 2. Among them, there are zombies and warriors. With the last helicopter left, the weapon manipulator was overwhelmed because of the chaos below. Fire will hit zombies, he will also hit his own people. Call command, 03 request to evacuate, 03 request to evacuate. The armed helicopter belongs to the Army Aviation, and the headquarters is not in S City, and it needs to get an order from the superior to evacuate. 03 request to evacuate, please answer. Too bad there was no response from the Army Aviation Department. The driver realized the seriousness of the problem, so he took the initiative and evacuated the garrison camp by helicopter, but it didn't fly very far. The helicopter lost control and fell from the sky. The scene it was witnessed by Guo Xiao, who just rushed to the middle of the bridge. The helicopters all crashed. The Kyoto garrison camp was in chaos, and it was no longer clear which were soldiers and which were zombies. Most importantly, some soldiers in the garrison camp were forced to run over the bridge, and they attracted a large group of zombies behind Guo Xiao. There are also hundreds of zombies swarming. The road ahead was blocked and the road behind was blocked. Guo Xiao sighed softly and clenched the dagger in his hand. She finally realized, after all, the infectious body will spread, and the garrison will become a purgatory camp, and even the whole country and even the whole world will become a hell on earth. Dad, Mom, brother, we will meet soon. Guo Xiao clenched the dagger with an indifferent smile. He moved towards the ferocious corpse and killed it. P.S. There is no movement in the book review area today. 065, evacuate S City. Baikai Nigan returns to the headquarters. S City Center. Xiao Yu took the team and emptied the last bank vault. A total of more than 1,300 caddies of gold were harvested today. As soon as the group came from the vault to the bank lobby, Xiao Yu noticed something was wrong. What happened? The gunfire in the city is not as intense as before. It doesn't make sense. The situation is getting worse and worse, and the fighting should be more tragic. Come on, let's go out and have a look. As soon as Xiao Yu and his team walked out of the bank, a dozen zombies rushed out from the side, and everyone immediately responded. Anna threw 3 red cards, instantly killed 9 zombies. Han Kexin, Xiaoran, Liu Tingting, and Baikai Nigan all took out cold weapons and killed the remaining zombies in an instant. At this time, Xiao Yu noticed some of the dead zombies on the ground have neither bite marks nor scratches. He immediately realized something was wrong. The contagion will scratch itself, and since the body is intact, it can only explain one problem. The T-virus is in full swing. They are real zombies, with a new species of appetite, and they won't grab themselves when they become corpses. It may be to confirm Xiao Yu's guess. On the opposite balcony, a zombie is eating a person who is bitten to death. Now it's confirmed, but do not understand according to the memory of the previous life. Tomorrow will be the day when the T-virus will break out. Why is it earlier? Soon. Xiao Yu found the reason. Perhaps it was related to the butterfly effect caused by his rebirth. The contagion in this life appeared early. It is not surprising that the full-scale outbreak is ahead of schedule at this time. On the opposite street, a soldier is still shooting zombies with a gun. Soon his bullets ran out, and a zombie pounced on it, biting the soldier's neck with its bloody mouth. But the next moment the zombie's teeth were already touching the soldier's neck, but it didn't bite down. The zombie took a few steps back, looking at this guy in front of him. It was obviously food. 1 second. How could he be the same as himself the next second? With the poor intelligence of zombies, completely do not understand. Second change. This is the 3rd stage of zombies. That is, it has the characteristics of eating zombies. They can instantly change from human to zombie. No wonder the sound of gunfire in the city has decreased. It turns out that most of the soldiers have turned into zombies. For the next 3 days, you must stay away from humans. Xiao Yu reminded the players, and Xiaoran flashed her big eyes twice and asked inexplicably, Xiao Yu, why is it 3 days? Xiao Yu explained, then the survivors will start to evolve. Physical fitness will be improved in an all-round way. After the first 3 days, the body will be immune to the destruction of the T-virus, and in the future, it will not change into corpse without being bitten by a zombie. In fact, it is not only the survivors who evolve, zombies will also evolve. Xiao Yu How do you know so much? An Xiaoran is like a curious baby. The other team members chose not to ask because they were very sensible. After all, who has no secrets, especially Xiao Yu's magical team-up ability? There must be a lot of secrets, so everyone chose to keep their mouths shut. Xiao Yu touched An Xiaoran's head. Okay, don't ask what you shouldn't ask, or you will feel better. An Xiaoran stuck out her tongue. Of course. She knew what Xiao Yu meant when he said that you feel good even if the body's recovery speed is 5 times. It is still scary. Xiao Yu is a bug after all. An enhanced recovery, instantly full of blood. Who can stand? Since the T-virus has fully erupted, the soldiers stationed outside the city must have also turned corpses. Now is the best time for us to evacuate the S-city. Xiao Yu decided not to delay anymore because the full outbreak of the T-virus means the beginning of the Great Evolution. Zombies trapped in their homes soon due to evolution. The security door will be opened, and all of them will rush out. Even if there is a magic-modified explosion-proof car, it will be trapped by the corpse tied and unable to move. Even if there is food that can't be eaten in a lifetime, he also doesn't want to be stuck in a car for the rest of his life. Captain, I want to go to the temporary headquarters. Xiao Yu frowned. Although he likes Bai Qiannian's character very much, he doesn't like to contradict himself. What are you going to do at the temporary headquarters? Going to pick up someone is my best friend, and I can't leave her behind. Bai Qiannian said she is very worried about Guo Xiao now. The original plan was to go to the temporary headquarters tonight to pick up Guo Xiao. Unexpectedly, the full explosion was ahead of schedule. Don't worry, Captain, I will definitely not drag everyone down. You go out of the city first and find a safe place. I only need half an hour to be there. Xiao Yu shook his head. It's not a matter of time, now that the virus is in full swing. Are you sure you can find your best friend? Bai Qiannian said firmly. Can. She is the daughter of the prefect, Guo Weihu. If you ask any soldier, you can find her. Guo Weihu's daughter? Xiao Yu was a little impressed. Outside the Bohemia Gardens, the policewoman whose face was blackened was arrested when she rushed out of the fire on a motorcycle unexpectedly. She was still Bai Qiannian's best friend. Alright, I'll wait for you outside Fengxi village in Nancheng. Call me after you leave the city. Remember, I'll wait for you for an hour at most. Bai Qiannian nodded happily. Thank you, Captain. After he finished speaking, he drove away on a motorcycle. P.S. There is also a free chapter at 9 o'clock. 066, Super Expansion Magazine. Guo Xiao, are you still alive? Xiao Yu changed the magic into black muscles and took it out from the space warehouse. Let's go too. There are not many zombies in the city now, and everyone evacuates on a motorcycle, and the mobility will be higher. Magically modified explosion-proof vehicles are more suitable for impacting the corpse tide, especially suitable for resting at night. As soon as the door is closed, the heavy machine guns cannot penetrate, so there is no need to worry about the threat of zombies. A group of people rode a heavy locomotive and roared towards the suburbs of Nanchang as the defenders fell coupled with a full outbreak of the T-virus. There are more and more zombies on the streets. A large group of zombies appeared in front. The number is estimated to be no less than 50. Xiao Yu stretched out his hand and made a fist gesture, which is a negotiated sign language, which means fighting. Black muscles roared through the flanks of the corpses. The slender Miaodao swept across, and with the sprint of the locomotive, instantly cut off 5 zombie heads. Ding, ding. 2 lucky chips dropped, luckily after passing the corpse. Xiao Yu immediately drifted with a beautiful tail flick. The heavy machine turned around, and rushed towards the corpse again without reducing its speed. This is where the magic-modified locomotive is awesome. Unparalleled performance. Even after drifting a U-turn, it can accelerate to maximum horsepower immediately. At this time, Han Kexin, An Xiaoran, Anna, and Liu Tingting also passed by the corpses on their motorcycles. Speeding locomotive plus the sharpness of a long knife. Often after a flash, as few as 2, as many as 3 zombie heads were cut off. The speed of this harvest is simply incredible. Sprint down a few rounds, more than 50 zombies were all beheaded, Xiao Yu thought. And all the lucky chips on the ground were picked up. The beeps are endlisting. You pick up a lucky chip and it becomes an unlimited communication headset. Depend on new equipment. It seems that as the zombies evolve, the drop items are also updated. Xiao Yu checked the infinite communication headset as he drove towards the suburbs. The same size as a Bluetooth headset. The function is 1,000 times more powerful with unlimited power and unlimited signals. Signals can be received across 108,000 miles, in the sky, in the crypt, and in the deep sea. Good stuff. After all the equipment is equipped, it is more convenient for tactical communication. Keep this for yourself. In addition to the infinite headset, another new item was dropped just now. Submachine gun expansion magazine LV, 500 rounds of ammo capacity. This ammo capacity is simply ridiculous. The micro-punch has a very fast rate of fire. The disadvantage is that the ammunition capacity is too small. The expansion magazine perfectly solves this problem. Give it to Xiaoran. This girl has no offensive skills, so she needs a little more equipment. Besides, they were very nice last night. Rewarding an extended magazine is not too much. In addition, I exploded an experience ball just now, and I will give it to her when I leave the city later. With the locomotive team galloping all the way, zombies along the street were also beheaded and killed, and the harvest of props continued to increase. At this time, someone jumped off the building with the death of a large number of citizens. The tragedy has increased exponentially. Some people were forced to do so, and they would rather jump off the building to commit suicide than be bitten to death. A woman grabbed the sewer pipe and kept waving at Xiao Yu. "Hey, help me, wait a minute, stop." But the convoy did not stop. In the community in front, a man ran away frantically, with no less than 50 or 60 zombies chasing behind him. The man ran to the fence, reached out to grab the fence and tried to turn over. Too bad he's so fat. A beer belly was pierced by the anti-climbing spikes of the fence. Blood flowed down the railing, and the man was pushed on the spikes and shouted wildly, "Help me, brother, help me, beauty, pull me quickly, help me, you can't see death without saving me." The locomotive whizzed past. A beer-bellied man was quickly dragged down by the zombies that rushed up, and the anti-climbing spikes cut him open. Tragedy unfolded scene by scene. The world is purgatory. The other side. Bai Qian rode a heavy machine and rushed to the temporary headquarters non-stop. She is alone. Once the number of zombies is too large, it will pose a threat to her. "Go away." Bai Qian slammed into the zombies that flew up, and slashed the heads of the other two zombies with one knife. But there are too many zombies. There are at least hundreds of them in front, blocking the streets. The heavy machine jumped up immediately. It crossed over the head of the corpse group and landed with a bang. The shock absorption performance after the magic transformation was excellent, and Bai Qian filled the accelerator and continued to charge. Finally, she came to the temporary headquarters. This place has long since become a purgatory, with corpses piled up layer by layer, densely packed with zombies. Pounced on these corpses to eat. Others are not dead. A pair of helpless eyes, like losing their soul, let the zombies gnaw at them without making a sound. Heart ashes. At this time, some zombies had found Bai Qian and rushed towards her. The locomotive leaps again fall on the bridge. At first glance, the temporary command headquarters was full of hideous faces, and there was no shadow of a living person far away on the Nanchang Bridge. They're all zombies in soldier uniforms. Died all dead. Xiao Go Xiao Xiao, I'm here to find you. Are you still alive? Your answer me. The answer to Bai Qian was the roar of countless zombies. They swarmed towards the flyover. P.S. Thank you, Wang Guangwen, for his daily reward. The following is the charging chapter, and thank you will not appear in the text in the future. I hope you understand. On the shelves at 12 o'clock, I beg the big guys to come and cheer. Xia Opuji is grateful. 067, followed all the way and met again on the phone. It turns out that you are not dead. Bai Qian looked at the temporary headquarters unwillingly for the last time, then ride a heavy machine down from the flyover. She must leave, otherwise, the corpses would gather into a sea of corpses, and she would never have the chance to join Xiao Yu and the others. Hum with an angry roar, the locomotive escaped from the corpse by 2 leaps and flew towards the suburbs of Nanchang. There were small corpses along the way, even scattered zombies. Bai Qian also ignored it, and had no leisure to kill again. Feeling heavy now, she dared not imagine how Guo Xiao would end up in a purgatory-like headquarters. Her marksmanship is the best, not only killing thousands of zombies. Perhaps now she is just a skeleton. Unconsciously tears flashed in the eyes, and they were dried by the wind blowing from the heavy plane. Gradually she escaped from S City and drove into Fengxi village in the south of the city. Guo Xiao dialed Xiao Yu's mobile number and hurried towards the appointed place. The other side. Xiao Yu put down the phone. The dignified look on his face eased a little. In fact, he has always been worried about Bai Qian. After all, if a person breaks into the temporary headquarters, he will be surrounded by corpses if he is not careful. Fortunately, Bai Qian came out. Hey, it's so troublesome to expand the magazine. It takes 500 bullets. 170. And Xiaoran put the bullets into the magazine one by one. He said with a broken heart. Just now Xiao Yu had given her the expansion magazine, and there were also 3 experience orbs. Now her space warehouse upgrade experience reaches 80%. Just 2 more to upgrade. Han Kexin, Liu Tingting, and Anna were sitting on the locomotive, each with a lever-type shotgun, practicing the flip loading technique. Xiao Yu flipped and loaded with one hand, and the team members were all straight-eyed after the free time. All began to practice at this time. An Xiaoran filled the 500 capacity expansion magazine and inserted it into the sleeve seat. The bullet was loaded with a click. The little girl was carrying a samurai sword in one hand and a 500 capacity micro punch in the other. Can't pull it. The roar of a locomotive could be heard in the distance. Not long after, Bai Qian rushed over with lightning speed and stopped in front of Xiao Yu with a flick of her tail. Did not find number 35. Bai Qian replied regretfully, and Xiao Yu did not continue to ask questions, lest others be sad. Okay, let's go. Qian, you lead the way. 35 Next. Head to Yizi Mountain in Y City, Shu Province, and use the natural danger there to build your own base. The journey is rather long, so Xiao Yu was in a hurry, and wanted to kill some zombies along the way to upgrade the space warehouse as soon as possible. There are still a lot of materials needed to build the base: rebar, cement, gravel, forklift, excavator. Too much. If you can collect some along the way, it is naturally the best. Xiao Yu and Bai Qian checked the route last night, and going to Yizishan would pass through 4 river sand fields, 3 cement factories, 2 steel bar factories, and more than a dozen gravel factories. There is a lot of material along the way collecting while on the road to Yizishan. As long as you gather a group of survivors, you can establish a base. Qian, wait a minute. Before Bai Qian joined the team, she activated Team Attribute 5 to reward shared skills. Xiao Yu decided to share the space warehouse with her. Thus not only will there be an additional warehouse of 1 million cubic meters, but there will also be an additional helper and future suites soon. Xiao Yu shared the space warehouse with Bai Qian. If you encounter forklifts, excavators, and pump trucks on the road, they will all be stored in the storage space for me. I know the captain. With a big wave of Xiao Yu's hand, 6 locomotives entered the national highway with a roar, heading towards Shu Province with a full outbreak of the T-virus. Grim-faced zombies can be seen everywhere on the national highway, including the nearby villages. The locomotive passed a country house. You can still hear the miserable wailing in the room, and there will only be more and more zombies in the future. This is the official reason why Xiao Yu took the national road. Not only can you collect materials, but you can also kill zombies along the way. Nangxi River. This is the suburb of Nanchang, where the tributary of Fengxi River meets the Nanjiang River. Shallow waters on the banks of the river. A woman in a police uniform, exhausted, walked to the riverbed, and then slumped on the ground. She is Guo Xiao on the Nanchang Bridge. Before seeing the zombies rushing up in front and back, there is no doubt that he will die. She is also ready to die. My parents and my brother are all dead, so I can go with them myself. But when she saw a soldier who was cornered by zombies, she finally jumped off the 100-meter high bridge. Guo Xiao also mustered up his courage immediately after jumping from the bridge into the Nanjiang River. At least there is still a chance to jump from the bridge. If you don't jump, you will die. Very lucky. When she fell into the water, she kept falling vertically and was not stunned by the impact of falling into the water. She followed the river all the way to the Nangxi River. After resting for a while, Guo Xiao left immediately because it was not safe here. This time she saw on the beach by the river, there is a motorcycle, which should be driven to the river to wash the car, but I didn't see the owner. After walking over, I found that the key was still in the car. Guo Xiao immediately got on his motorcycle, drove into the national road, and drove forward aimlessly. She didn't know where she was going. He only had a dagger in his hand, and the gun that he depended on the most had long since been lost because of the bullets. Motorcycles galloping all the way. Gradually, she saw that there were many zombie corpses on the side of the road. Some have no brains. The incision on the neck was neat, as if it had been chopped off by a sharp blade. Other heads looked like they had been blown up. A picture flashed in Guo Xiao's mind. When she was at the headquarters, her father called out the surveillance, and she saw the team of the special commissioner beheading zombies with sharp blades. The method is neat and tidy. Are these zombies on the side of the road killed by the special agent team? Have they rushed out of town? Guo Xiao had an idea. Decided to follow regardless of whether the person in front is a special commissioner or not, since most of the zombies on the road were killed. So following behind, the safety factor will be much larger. Guo Xiao followed all the way. She did not catch up with the vehicle in front until it was dark, and she also found a problem for the dead zombies on the roadside. The fractures of their necks have solidified, which means that the zombies have been dying for a long time. That is to say, she was used farther and farther by the special agent team. Guo Xiao couldn't help feeling disheartened. Now that it was dark, he didn't dare to hurry. Must find a place to stay. She found a private house, and after repeated inspections, there were no people and no zombies. Guo Xiao went and locked the door back, and after getting some food in the private house, she did not dare to turn on the lights, For fear that the lights would attract zombies, she was lying on an unfamiliar bed holding a dagger in his hand. Thinking about what to do next, she still decided to continue following the zombies on the road and track the special agent team. Not sure if it's a commissioner or not humans, at least gradually. Guo Xiao felt very sleepy. She was so tired today that she fell asleep unknowingly. Early the next morning she was awakened by the ringing of her cell phone. Opening his hazy eyes, he saw a hideous face outside the window. Zombies. Guo Xiao quickly got up. The zombie grinned and wanted to bite her, but couldn't bite through the window. She opened the window. The sharp dagger stabbed into the head of the zombie. At this time, the ringtone of the mobile phone was still ringing, and it was issued from the zombie. If it keeps ringing, maybe there will be more zombies. So Guo Xiao went out through the back door, groped around the zombies for a while, and found the phone. This is an old man machine. The ringtone is very loud. Guo Xiao hung up immediately. But the other party called again immediately, so she had to bite the bullet and answer. Hey, Mom, you finally answered the phone. You suddenly stopped talking just now, scaring me to death. Guo Xiao hesitated for a while, then said bravely, I'm not your mother. I took out this phone from a zombie. The other party was silent, obviously cannot accept this blow. Just when Guo Xiao didn't know what to say, a low growl suddenly came from the other end of the phone, the low roar of a zombie. Then I heard the phone clatter to the ground. She realized the person who called him also turned into a zombie. This damn world, is it going to wipe out everyone? 35 Guo Xiao let out a long sigh, looking at the old man machine in her hand. Her eyes suddenly lit up. The old man machine is not locked. I can use this phone to call Kainin. 5 Don't you know she's still alive? Guo Xiao only remembered the first and last numbers of Bai Kainin's mobile phone. There seems to be a 2 and a 4 in the middle. She can only try her luck. Maybe she can make a call after a dozen or so times, or she may be wrong 100 times. The other side. Xiao Yu opened the door of the explosion-proof car. Everyone who spent the night in the car didn't sleep very well, but it was better than safety. Light a cigarette and 2.3. Take a breath and feel refreshed. At this time, the team members also woke up one after another. Bai Kainin came over and took the cigarette from Xiao Yu's mouth. Hey, what's the matter with you? Why are you stealing my cigarette? The corner of Bai Kainin's mouth rose slightly, and she said with a slight smile, I like to smoke the ones you smoked. Depend on. After a good night's sleep, forget the unhappy things, and start teasing me. I still have a cigarette if you have the ability. You can grab it and smoke it. Bai Kainin seemed to understand Xiao Yu's eyes and gave him a shy look. At this time her cell phone rang suddenly. It was an unfamiliar number. Bai Kainin flicked the switch, and then connected. Hey, who are you? Kainin, is that you? Are you Bai Kainin? I'm Guo Xiao. Boom. Bai Kainin's brain suddenly felt like an electric shock. She thought she had heard it wrong. You say it again. Who are you? There was excitement on the other end of the phone. Yeah, you are really Kainin. I made more than 30 calls, and this time I finally got it right. I'm Guo Xiao. Kainin, I didn't expect you to be alive. 39 Bai Kainin slammed the cigarette far away. Damn it. 35 Guo Xiao. My mother thought you were dead. Woo woo woo. 068, strength in the headshot, and the combat effectiveness will leap. Please complete the order. Bai Kainin was so excited that she almost cried. She risked her life to return to the headquarters, and saw a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood, a scene like hell. I thought that Guo Xiao would definitely die. Who would have thought to be alive and also took the initiative to call over? How can I not be excited? Captain, let me be self-willed one more time. Xiao is in Xianhakao village, only 15 kilometers away. I'm going to pick her up now. I beg you, I will be very obedient in the future, just this time. Okay. Bai Kainin just wanted to take Guo Xiao over quickly. She was too dangerous now, but the captain said so. Not everyone can join the team. The conditions are very harsh. Exactly how harsh she doesn't know either. Bai Kainin thought in her heart, take Guo Xiao with her first. Maybe if she gets used to it, the captain will pull her into the team. At that time, Xiao will become as strong as herself, even stronger. Xiao Yu hesitated for a few seconds, then nodded. Guo Xiao is Guo Weihu's daughter, and she has been sweeping the city these days, all relying on the pass signed by Guo Weihu, although controlled by spiritual charm. But undeniably, thanks to him, take Guo Weihu's daughter away and arrange it in the base area in the future. After all, he did a police arrest. Bai Kainin rode a locomotive and traveled quickly on the road. Now she's back to her heart. The 15-kilometer journey is over in less than 10 minutes. Far she saw a woman in a police uniform on the roof. It's Xiao Yu. The locomotive roared and galloped away, leaping up to the roof level. And then stopped steadily with its tail. Xiao 99 by Xiao got out of the car and came for a hug at this time. Xiao Yu was completely stupid. What happened just now? Xiao actually drove the car into the air and landed on the roof accurately. She didn't have this kind of technology before. There is no such flying locomotive. Xiao, when did you become so powerful? Let's go. I'll tell you later. By Xiao carried Xiao Yu from the top of the building and leaped to the road again. The locomotive flew away with a roar along the way. By Xiao kept telling Xiao Yu one thing repeatedly, that is to please the captain. Must get acquainted with everyone. The good thing is that you can become as powerful as her. Boom. Bai Qian smashed the head of a zombie with one shot, and then flipped and loaded it cheekily. There is a kind of meaning to be shy in front of girlfriends at this time. Xiao Yu also came to his senses. It turned out that in the headquarters office, the locomotive girl in the surveillance screen was actually Bai Qian, and why she suddenly became stronger, it was because the captain, the special commissioner, had given him a powerful force. Xiao Yu became more curious. What the hell is wrong with the commissioner? The speed of the locomotive was very fast, and after a while, the corpses of zombies and several beautiful locomotives were lying on the side of the road. The most conspicuous is the tall and strong man. Bai Qian braked and stopped in front of Xiao Yu, then pulled Xiao Yu out of the driveway. Captain, this is my best friend Xiao Yu, 35. Hello Commissioner, we meet again. Xiao Yu said. Xiao Yu's eyes lit up. Are you the Xiao Yu who rushed out of the fire and was smoked into a cat? Xiao Yu smiled awkwardly. Yes, made the commissioner laugh. Okay. Don't call me a commissioner in the future. Originally it was an impersonation. It didn't matter when I called it before, but now it's embarrassing to say it. Xiao Yu never expected it. Xiao Yu is actually a super beauty, and her beauty and temperament are not inferior to Bai Qian. Speechless. At the beginning, she was smoked into a cat, and she couldn't see it at all. Otherwise, she will be pulled into the team that day. After all, she is a police arrester, has a specific occupation, and can definitely pass the test with her beauty and figure. Going around in circles until now. Really good fortune seeing that both parties knew each other. Bai Qian immediately hit the railroad while it was hot. Captain, can I modify a locomotive for Xiao Yu? Her technique is also very good. 35 and the marksmanship is very accurate. It will definitely not drag everyone down. 99 Xiao Yu just stopped. Don't worry, I still have important things to do. After speaking, he took Xiao Yu's hand. Don't move, it will be fine in a while. Wow 1-1. Bai Qian was overjoyed. She knew what it meant for the captain to hold hands. She was like that in the beginning, being pulled into the team by the captain. He also cured the corpse poison in his body. I didn't expect Xiao Yu to be recognized so quickly. What is the standard of the captain's income? Bai Qian glanced around, and An Xiaoran, Han Kexin, Anna, and Liu Tingting are all super beauties, plus myself, and Xiao Yu is the captain of face control. At this time, Xiao Yu opened the team permissioning. Team matching in progress. Name, Xiao Yu. Occupation, female police officer. Comprehensive score, 96. Ling. Meet the team conditions. Xiao Yu successfully joined the professional goddess team. Ling. Team members +1. You will get rewards, and all attributes will be doubled with no doubt. Xiao Yu fully meets the conditions at this time. Xiao Yu's full stats doubled again, reaching an astonishing 12 times without any exaggeration. With a punch of 6,000 pounds, there is no problem, it's just power. All attributes also include agility, system, spirit, reaction, burst, toughness, and balance. 8 items in total. With Xiao Yu joining the team and activating team attribute 6. The players enjoy 6 times the enhancement of all attributes. There are also occupational attributes and skills. Professional attribute, shooting. The shooting talent of all staff has been increased by 2 times. Professional skill, enhanced headshot LV, 1. Within a distance of 400 meters, cause 80% -100% headshot rate to moving targets. Xiao Yu was taken aback. Xiao Yu's professional attributes are too awesome, and the shooting talent of all members has been doubled. Just practice a little. Even riding on a motorcycle, you can easily headshot at medium and close distances. The best thing is professional skills. At a distance of 400 meters, it will cause 80% -100% headshot rate to moving targets. It seems normal at first glance. In fact, apart from the super long distance, the key is that the bottom line of hitting a moving target headshot is 80%. Even on a speeding motorcycle aiming at a fast-moving target within a distance of 400 meters, no matter how fast you run. 2 shots will give you headshots. It's scary to think about the addition of Guo Xiao instantly improved the team's shooting level, which is definitely a qualitative leap. There used to be guns though, but just playing with this spray, the distance is a little farther, and the micro-churning is not accurate at all. No worries about that now. At this time, Guo Xiao's heart was shocked beyond measure. Although I heard Qian say it before, the captain is amazing, and can instantly bestow great power on others. It was only at this moment that I felt it deeply how miraculous. It's almost like a god. He pulled his hand, and then he was reborn. Guo Xiao is the flower of the police station. Marksmanship is godlike. Face value, family background, strength, all in one. She is a conceited person, and she has never admired anyone at this moment. Xiao Yu was convinced, not worship. It was a deep admiration, and a trace of indescribable throbbing, which made her heart beat faster. Breathing is also condensed at this moment. Xiao Yu took out Guo Xiao's business attire and handed it to her. You go into the car and put on your clothes. 359 Guo Xiao thought that Xiao Yu thought her clothes were dirty. After all, she was killed from the purgatory at the headquarters. He jumped into the Nanjiang River again, and went all the way to the present. It was really dirty. She didn't think much about it, and walked into the explosion-proof car. The moment she put on her uniform, Guo Xiao was shocked again. Basic knives, automatic cleaning, autofix, automatic temperature control. Wow, this uniform is also extraordinary. Soon Guo Xiao walked out of the explosion-proof police car with a new look. Her uniform is not a traditional police uniform. It's dark green leather, very soft and elastic. It fits perfectly with the body, with a pair of Martin boots. Bravely cool feeling. It's still the old rule. Since you are a team member, you have to issue weapons and equipment. Xiao Yu took out a samurai sword, a tang sword, a miao sword, a micro-chong, a pistol, and a shotgun, and let Guo Xiao choose by himself. She is also welcome. I chose 2 pistols first, and I chose Tang Dao as a cold weapon. Then Bai Qian summoned the magic modified machine tool and refitted a heavy locomotive for Guo Xiao. Okay, let's go. Qian lead the way. Xiao Yu put away the explosion-proof police car, and the group set off again. Today is the second day of a full-blown T-virus outbreak. Zombies have begun to evolve rapidly. Their physical quality has been transformed, and the first is the strengthening of their strength. The zombies who were locked in the room broke through the security door one after another. All rushed out on the road, on the hillside, in the fields, everywhere they roared. Taken from Zhao, growled. Crazy hunt for survivors who are still alive on the national highway. A survivor's off-road vehicle ran off at full speed. There were many zombies flying along the way, but unfortunately, there was a car accident ahead and the off-road vehicle was forced to stop. A group of zombies rushed up, smashed the windows and windshield, climb in and shred the whole car, and then feast on it. Heartbreaking screams could be heard from far away. Xiao Yu was 100 meters away and kept firing with his micro-chunk. Swoosh swish. The 500 capacity micro-charge has a ferocious firepower. Zombies were shot at this moment. Xiao Yu's black muscles leaped across the scene of the car accident. Then Guo Xiao left the locomotive with both hands, and fired both pistols at the same time. Killed 7 or 8 zombies. Then she also flew over the scene of the accident. The rest is left to the person behind. After Liu Tingting's last leap, there was no one alive zombie at the scene. Xiao Yu's thoughts moved. All the lucky chips were picked up by her and turned into various props. Most are bullets. In addition, there is an experience ball, an unlimited communication headset, and a 5.56 caliber carbine. So cool. After the evolution of the zombies, the carbine began to explode. In the future, it may be possible to explode sniper rifles, heavy machine guns, and even rocket launchers. The days of the end are getting more and more promising. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. 069, Hibiscus Han Kexin out of the water, beautiful and good benefits, please order all. On the national road, Xiao Yu's team galloped freely due to the excellent performance and leaping ability of the modified locomotive. Even if there are frequent serial car accidents on the road, it cannot cause any obstacles. And along the way, another experience ball exploded. In Xiaoran's space warehouse has finally been upgraded to level 2, and the space area has been expanded to 2 million cubic meters. But the actual area is far more than that, because Xiao Yu shared her skills, then shared the skills with Bai Qian, and the 3 people add up to a terrifying 6 million cubic meters. Now you don't have to worry about space anymore. In front of it is the Slag Mountain. According to the route plan, There is a large cement factory on the mountain. Xiao Yu had planned early in the morning to move the cement. The sooner this thing is brought into the space warehouse, the safer it will be, and it will get wet after a long time outside. And now the industry stops. Cement is a non-renewable material. In a short period of time, the other side on the plain of Shu province, 5 off-road vehicles fled at full speed on the straight road. These 5 off-road vehicles belong to Shunan Airlines. In the lead car sat a stunningly beautiful woman. Her name is An Xiaoran. She is the flower of the flight attendant of Shunan Airlines. Even on the way to escape, An Xiaoran still looks dignified and elegant. This temperament is in her genes, does not change with the environment. The destination of the convoy was Yizishan on the outskirts of Y City, whereas An Xiaoran's home. Her father contracted the entire mountain and developed into a top resort in Shu province. It is not only a holy place for leisure, but also a natural danger. It is a place where people can survive. At this time suddenly there was a roar of a zombie in the car, followed by a slightly panicked mumble from a female flight attendant. Sister Kishu. Oh, Wang Bing, 170. The corpse has changed. At this time, the female flight attendant was pressed to the ground by a male flight attendant who had turned into a corpse. Everyone in the car panicked. He didn't lose his mind because everyone, including the corpse-turned male flight attendant, stuffed a cloth ball in their mouths, then wrapped a rope around them and tied them to the back of their heads. This is what An Xiaoran came up with. All do. Even if someone suddenly dies, it is impossible to bite the people around them. At this time, a flight attendant picked up the wolf hammer and beat the zombie's head fiercely. Then everyone joined forces and threw the half-dead zombie out of the car. It's not the first time they've done this. It has been 10 days since the end of the world, and everyone has experienced psychological and physical tempering. Treat this kind of thing too. The convoy continued to drive, but the number of people was getting smaller and smaller, and An Xiaoran was in a heavy mood. She didn't know how many people could finally reach Yizishan. How many people can finally survive Sam Country, the capital city of Hillary. Building Hive underground base in a secret laboratory, Morgan stood outside the isolation window, quietly watching a transformed zombie. Mr. Morgan. Although we cannot control the T-Virus 39, but it can be used to transform biochemical warriors. This biochemical warrior, named X1.0 by me, has a simple IQ and is easier to control his emotions. Its strength is 10 times that of ordinary zombies. The defense is amazing. As long as we train, we will be able to form a biochemical force that is not afraid of death in the future. The speaker was Dr. Eugene, the chief biochemical doctor of the Morgan family, responsible for researching chemical weapons and genetic weapons. Morgan half squinted his eyes and nodded in satisfaction. Very good. The future is the battleground for the 6 major families of the Zile people, and it is inevitable that the world will be divided up. I believe that the other 5 major families are also developing biochemical warriors. 35 Dr. Eugene, you must hurry. I not only want X1.0 version, but also 2.0, 3.0 and even more and stronger biochemical warriors. Eugene pushed his reading glasses and said, "Don't worry, Mr. Morgan, I will definitely live up to my mission." At this time inside the isolation window, the 1.0 biochemical warrior suddenly became angry, and then killed the person who was training it. Not only that, it also threw itself against the window and slammed its head against the glass. Morgan's eyelids jumped a few times, and he subconsciously took 2 steps back, and said with a displeased expression, "Dr. Eugene, what's going on?" Eugene forced a smile in embarrassment. "Oh. I'm sorry, Mr. Morgan, it's a fierce beast. Even if you tame a tiger or lion, there's a possibility of injury. It's not perfect yet." 35 Please give me time to keep improving, and soon you will be amazed. Slag Mountain Highway by Kayanun, who was leading the way, drifted with a flick of her tail and stopped beside a cement truck. Hoo ho ho ho. In the cab of the cement truck, the corpse-turned driver kept hitting the door, trying to rush out and bite by Kayanun a bit. 3 times the door is severely deformed, and it is estimated that it will be knocked open in a few more strokes. The power of zombies has grown stronger again. I don't know what monsters will evolve in the future. By Kayanun slowly raised the shotgun. Bang. Oni headshot at close range. The head of the zombie exploded into a bag of slag, spraying all over the cab. Call. Breathing out a breath, Bai Kayanun put away the cement truck. This is the 10th cement truck because there is a cement factory on the mountain. Many cement trucks lost control because the driver's body became dead. Unlucky to turn directly to the cliff. If you are lucky and hit the mountain, Xiao Yu will be cheaper. 110 tons of cement have been collected along the way, which is a pleasant surprise, Captain. Ahead is this Hashishan cement plant. Be careful to slow down. Received 95 after killing zombies all the way to lose lucky chips. All members are now equipped with unlimited communication equipment. Xiao Yu slammed on the brakes and stopped at the gate of the cement factory due to too much movement before anyone got out of the car. The zombies in the factory heard the sound and rushed out roaring in all directions, estimated to be no less than 100. Xiao Yu immediately, BHCD, set up tactics, 2 teams, using the mobility of the locomotive, to fight guerrillas around the cement factory, all with cold weapons. 35 Don't hurt yourself. The 7 locomotives roared suddenly, pulling away more than 100 zombies. Xiao Yu walked alone. The 1.6 m Miao Dao galloped along with a heavy machine, slashing past 3 zombie heads with ease. Another lucky chip dropped. Ling. You picked up the lucky chips and turned them into green seedling knives. Green seedling knife. New props? Xiao Yu immediately took out the green seedling knife. The style and length were no different from the previous one, but the blade is sharper. There is also a gorgeous green flame-burning blade pattern on the cutting edge. A handsome group with a wave of ease. The heads of the 3 zombies were cut without any hindrance. What a great knife. Really cut iron like mud. It turned out that the quality of weapons was classified according to color. Xiao Yu was very excited with the continuous evolution of zombies. There will also be more varieties. For example, the power-type zombies with hard carapaces on their bodies have amazing defenses. And it is difficult for ordinary firearms to effectively kill them, but in front of the green seedling knife I'm afraid he'll be cut off too. It seems that the more powerful evolved zombies are killed, the greater the probability of dropping good equipment. Not bad on his professional attributes are too awesome. Killing zombies can drop such a good knife. There is a chance to reward her well at this time. The entire cement factory became Xiao Yu's training ground. Heavy-duty locomotives relied on powerful impact and unparalleled performance to turn all zombies around. The swords in the hands of the players harvest continuously. Soon, the cement factory left a corpse all over the place, all of which were beheaded and beheaded. Wow, Captain. Have you changed your sword? 35 How handsome. Anna held a samurai sword in her hand, and trotted over in a turbulent trot on the end. He was a dealer in a 5-star hotel. The running posture is very elegant. Seeing that she likes the green Miao Dao so much, Xiao Yu said, next time I will explode a green weapon, I will assign it to you first. 5 After all, it all depends on Anna's professional attributes. Everyone has the opportunity to kill monsters and get rid of treasures. Thank you, Captain. Anna leaned into Xiao Yu's ear and whispered, Captain, there are a lot of 2 ropes in my storage bin. At night, I would like to ask you to help me choose the best looking one. Ah shit. Finally, he blew a breath of warm air into his ear. Everyone has been a little bit jealous lately. Xiao Yu glanced at Anna with your knowledgeable eyes. How to choose? Everyone is sleeping in an explosion-proof car. Oh, Anna leaned closer to her ear. Then wait until Yizishin and help me choose one by one. Okay, what are you whispering about? Xiao ran over and looked at the 2 of them suspiciously. The woman's 6th sense was very accurate. She guessed what she had guessed, but there was no angry expression. All she wants is to come first and then arrive, and she has successfully ascended the post. Then it will be Big Sister Beautiful at heart. Report to the captain. It has been checked. All the zombies in the cement factory have been killed, and they can be transported with confidence. Bai Nigun's voice came from the earphones. Xiao Yu waved his hand. Everyone followed to the finished product storage warehouse. The door was locked. Xiao Yu's green seedling knife waved gently. The big lock snapped. No difference with paper paste. Too sharp. Pushing open the door of the finished product warehouse, what caught my eye was a neatly stacked cement bag. Xiao Yu's eyes straightened. So many. It is estimated that many orders were accumulated together, and the T-virus broke out before it could be shipped. Exactly. Cheap for me. Kainun, you and Xiaoran are going to move. Ting Ting is in charge of the girl you are. Ting Ting came to me when she was tired. My daughter is U35. Now that the professional collocation of the team members has gradually become a scale, Xiao Yu is naturally going to be the boss. Take a recliner from the space warehouse. Open another beer. By the way, lie down beautifully. It's really comfortable at this moment. A burst of aroma hit. Han Kexin had already sat down beside Xiao Yu, and after smiling lightly, he massaged him skillfully. Her methods are becoming more flexible. Gradually a faint spiritual charm entered Xiao Yu's mind, as if moisturizing things silently, and then condensed a figure of Han Kexin. The water hibiscus is beautiful. What a benefit. Unexpectedly, this kind of welfare function was developed by Han Kexin because of the charm of spiritual play. 070, Stewardess Yurkishu, who was trapped in the corpse group, was shocked. Please ask for full order. Bai Nigun and Xiao ran frantically swept the finished product warehouse. In addition, Liu Tingting is in charge of the girl. They were very fast, emptied the warehouse in less than an hour, and obtained a total of 5,300 tons of cement hoops. So cool directly moved the cement factory upside down. However, Liu Tingting was also exhausted. Xiao Yu used an enhanced recovery technique to directly fill her daughter with blood. People can go. 7 locomotives roared away from the cement factory, and the next destination was the gravel factory. The slag mountain is mainly a stone mountain. There are more than a dozen gravel factories in the whole mountain area. These are Xiao Yu's sweeping targets. It didn't take long when the group came to the gravel factory. It was still according to the old rules. Xiao ran and Bai Kai and Nigan swept away, and Liu Tingting was in charge of the battery life until dark. Xiao Yu swept more than half of the gravel factory in Zeshi Mountain. A total of 18,000 tons of crushed rock was harvested. Great harvest today. Tomorrow, the rest of the gravel field will be swept away, and the gravel for the construction of the base area can basically be satisfied. In fact, Xiao Yu can completely lead the team to wander around. There are magic modified explosion-proof cars and locomotives. Go wherever you want. But there was a fatal problem that forced him to build a base. Zombies evolve. Before Xiao Yu's rebirth, the most powerful zombie, you can overturn a container truck with your bare hands if you don't establish a base station. In the wild, maybe after falling asleep, the explosion-proof vehicle will be overturned by the zombies. Can't get up by then. Even sleep is apprehensive. The sky is full of stars tonight, and everyone decided to spend the night in the gravel field. There is no power outage yet. Under the street lights in the gravel field, Xiao Ran took out the induction cooker to cook the hot pot. The team members are washing dishes. Guo Xiao Xiao and Liu Tingting, cleaning up the zombies in the gravel field. Each of them had a 20 cubic meter nano warehouse, put the bodies in, and threw them all under the cliff. Avoid heating on the plain of Shu Province. Yikeshu's motorcade hid in a food factory overnight. The employees in the factory ran away very early, so there are no zombies, and it will be safe after closing the door, but only in relative terms. So Yikeshu gave a suggestion. Everyone sprinkled dung water on the outside of the cart to keep out the smell. That way the zombies can't smell it. Of course she won't do it herself. After all, everyone will go to her house to take refuge next, and this kind of chores will naturally be done for you. The zombies at night are more active, and there are corpses roaring everywhere. Occasionally, survivors can be heard screaming. Yikeshu was used to it. The ancient capital of Shu Province, where she was located, could hear such screams every day during the martial law. Yikeshu leaned against the co-pilot's seat. I kept texting my parents with my phone, but there was no response. It has been 3 days since my parents lost contact. I'm afraid the bad luck will be less. She hasn't disconnected from the internet yet, so she opened a circle of friends to see if anyone she knew was still alive. As a result, someone actually posted a circle of friends as a video. The shooting angle was taken from upstairs and down. In the picture, a team of heavy locomotives was speeding through the city. 5 female motorists. The leader is a man. They held cold weapons, and as the locomotive flew past, the long knife smoothly cut off the heads of the zombies. The method is neat and tidy. Everyone is incredibly powerful, especially that man. A slender seedling knife. It is often unclear how the shot was made. The next moment, 3 or 4 zombies turned into headless corpses. Yikeshu could not imagine how did such a powerful person come into being. At this time, the male flight attendant sitting in the cab glanced at Yikeshu. Then he took off the cloth ball in his mouth, grinned his somewhat numb cheeks and said, "Autumn water, what are you looking at? I'm watching this video." 35 Yikeshu also took off the cloth dumplings and handed over the phone. The male flight attendant glanced at it and said, "It's fake. It should be someone who is facing a psychological breakdown during the martial law in the city, and made this video to release their psychological pressure." The male flight attendant said sourly, "His name is Li Xiang, and he is the airgrass of the airline company. He has always liked Yikeshu, but Yikeshu had no feelings for him originally. I didn't want to take him to Yizishan, but now it's the end of the world, and everyone escaped together, so it's not easy to drive others away. Yikeshu, have you ever thought about it? Although your family's resort is dangerous, there must be a lot of guests on the mountain. Destruction is indiscriminate." 39 I'm afraid your house is now full of zombies." Yikeshu smiled. "Don't worry, I know Yizishan better than anyone else, and there is a safe place at this time between the gaps and the gate." 2 high beams shot in, and in the distance there were the roars of cars and the low roars of zombies. And listen to the sound. There are still a lot of zombies. There are zombies coming. Everyone don't make a sound. Yikeshu quickly reminded everyone, don't look at her as a woman, but she has a lot of knowledge since she was a child, and her father often takes her on horseback to shoot arrows and hunt, so the mental quality is much better than the average person. It's more calm now at this time. The high beams of the car are getting brighter and brighter. Yikeshu, it seems that this car is coming to our food processing factory. Put the ball of cloth in your mouth and don't talk. Everyone must abide by this rule. Otherwise it will be impossible to live to the present. The roar of the car. At this point the roar of the zombies got closer and closer, and then a loud bang was heard, and the car slammed into the big iron gate of the food processing factory. Fortunately, in order to prevent zombies from hitting the door at night, Xiao Yu and the others blocked their cars at the gate so the car outside couldn't get in at this time. I heard a man outside the door shouting frantically, "Stinky MR, get out of the way. I have crashed a car, don't bite me, go to Nima." It seems that a man drove away from the zombies, but was turned into a corpse by a woman in the car, and suddenly attacked and caused a car accident. At this point the car fell back a bit, but he was surrounded by zombies who were chasing after him, and then the zombies smashed through the windshield. The man screamed a few times, finally came to an abrupt end. Everyone in the processing factory breathed a sigh of relief. At least the zombies did not come and wait until dawn. The corpses slowly dispersed, and they had a chance to drive away. But this time in the processing factory compound, one of the airline's cars had a corpse changed. Although the people in the car tried their best to control not to make a sound, but the corpse-turned man roared angrily, and the roar alarmed the zombies outside. Hundreds of zombies roared for a while. They kept hitting the big iron gate before the door was knocked open. The zombies folded into arms and rushed into the car, where the zombies turned the windshield slammed open. In no time, one after another zombies crawled in, and there was a heart-wrenching scream from the car. There is also the sound of zombies chewing happily. The remaining 4 cars did not dare to move, and no one dared to make a sound. Still, 3 vehicles were found, 4 flowers. Although the 3 cars were also sprinkled with dung water, the windshield was not sprinkled, and the people inside were seen by the zombies. Then the tragedy began again. The zombies started a gluttonous feast. Screams, blood, and corpses roared together in the compound. In the car where Xiao Yu was, everyone could only desperately bite the cloth ball in their mouths, daring not to make a single sound. Gradually a smell of urine permeated the car. Someone freaked out. It was Li Xiang, because he was sitting in the cab. If the zombies found them, once they smashed the windshield, he was the first to die. Xiao Yu kept reminding Li Xiang to calm him down. I was really afraid that he would scream out in fright, and the whole car would suffer. I knew he was so cowardly, shouldn't have taken him with him in the first place. Fortunately, the windshield of Xiao Yu's car was also sprinkled with dung water, and the zombies outside could not be seen, can't even smell it. Gradually, the group of corpses ate up the people in the other 3 cars, but they still did not calm down. Night is their home ground. It's like taking stimulants and destroying everywhere in the food processing plant. Xiao Yu thought to himself, this is over. Even if they haven't been found for a while, the gate of the compound is locked, and they want to leave until dawn. Someone has to go down and open the door. Who would dare to get out of the car with zombies all over the place? The night gradually deepened. Slag Mountain, gravel field. Xiao Yu and the team members have fallen asleep. A group of zombies are running hard on the road. They have no purpose at night. They are excited, and the lower roar is like calling friends and friends. Even if the IQ is almost 0, it can make them gather. Instinctively formed a massive corpse tide. Their numbers increased, and while running aimlessly, they broke into the gravel field where Xiao Yu was. Roar, roar, roar. Thousands of zombies roared wildly. They spotted the person in the blast car and slammed their head into the windshield. What happened? There are zombies outside the car. A lot. 35. Go and start the car. Everyone was awakened. Han Kexin rubbed her eyes, and immediately got up and ignited the engine. 2 high beams shot out. All eyes are full of horrific and excited zombie faces, and the lights cannot penetrate the corpse tide, which means that there are a lot of them. Han Kexin had already stepped on the accelerator to the bottom. However, after only knocking over dozens of zombies, they were stuck and unable to move. The explosion-proof car did not run. It is impossible to make a high-speed impact, and once caught in the corpse tide, it is difficult to move. What about Captain? We're not going to be stuck in the car all the time, are we? No, certainly not. 35. Think about it, there must be a way to leave. Xiao Yu secretly called out bad luck, but he wasn't too nervous. There must be a way. Why don't we open the windows and shit outside? 39. The windows of explosion-proof vehicles are installed with alloy mesh. Even if the bulletproof glass window is opened, the zombies can't climb in. Xiao Yu immediately stopped. Don't shit outside. The zombie's body will bury the car, and the explosion-proof car will be completely paralyzed by then. Xiao Yu took out 2 katana swords from the space warehouse, then throw it out of the alloy mesh grill of the window. Kexin, let's control a zombie and let them pick up samurai swords and kill other zombies, but be careful, don't kill zombies near explosion-proof vehicles. Tingting, you are in charge of the girl. Nay Kexin, you know. Liu Tingting nodded again. 071, all the staff change their clothes, wash one finger mountain with blood. In the current situation, it is definitely best to let the zombies kill each other. Xiao Yu is a bug. As long as the zombies do not leave the gravel field, he can control them until they are destroyed. Xiao Yu and Han Kexin used their spiritual charm to control a zombie each. They picked up the katana sword on the ground and turned around to squeeze away the swarming zombies, and suddenly attacked from behind. The sharp samurai sword, held in the hands of the zombies, slashed at his own kind. The two hideous heads were instantly cut off. Lucky chip dropped. Using zombies to kill zombies and explode equipment is so exciting because it is night. The two zombies were killed by the same kind, which did not cause the riot of the zombie tide. They continued to attack. The sharp samurai sword kept waving, and the zombies fell one after another. To control zombies like a ghost in the dark night, harvesting as much as possible behind the corpse tide. The beeps in Xiao Yu and Han Kexin's ears kept ringing. Ling. You picked up a lucky chip and turned it into a carbine. Ling. You picked up the lucky chip and turned it into rifle expansion magazine LV1. Ling. It has become a 4x scope, weapons, bullets, gun accessories, experience balls. Xiao Yu 170 and Han Kexin are responsible for controlling the zombies, and Xiaoran, the warehouse keeper, is responsible for picking up lucky chips. The players saw this. The originally tense nerves suddenly relaxed, and even showed a happy smile. This is no different from picking up equipment. It's just too cool not to buy. Kayan turned on the ventilation system of the explosion-proof car, and then lit a cigarette. Captain, you have worked hard. Come on God. While speaking, Huazu was already stuffed into Xiao Yu's mouth. Such a direct and non-negotiable action should be reserved for men. Xiao Yu has a feeling of being overwhelmed. There is already a pimple in the mind, and this face will be recovered sooner or later. Plus, no, 100 times. Guo Xiao also quickly opened 3 bottles of drinks and delivered them to Xiao Yu. Han Kexin and Liu Tingting, the 3 of them are now the great heroes of killing zombies. Be sure to serve well. Xiaoran has already taken out all the gains just now to show off. Xiao Yu is still short of a pistol expansion magazine. This is left to him. Sister Kexin, do you want a submachine gun? I'll keep it for you. Tingting, I'll keep the submachine gun expansion magazine for you too. Xiao Yu shook his head. A girl, like a child, likes to dig home. Xiaoran, you can divide the other things as you like. Keep the experience ball, I'll use it later. 5 Okay. Xiaoran is a little naughty though, but it's better to be obedient. Let her lie down and she won't lie down. Xiao Yu likes it very much. Gradually, as more and more zombies died, it aroused the vigilance of other zombies. Although they are not very intelligent, but it's not like a lump of wood. One of the zombies stared blankly at the zombie controlled by Han Kexin. After a minute it jumped up. He pressed the zombie controlled by Han Kexin to the ground, caught off guard, and bit off his throat. Died. The zombies under Xiao Yu's control didn't last long. They were besieged by 3 zombies and bit their necks. Zombies are stupid. It's not that a monster that can threaten their lives will kill them in the rear. Xiao Yu just smiled lightly. Kill it and kill it. The big deal is to control one and continue to kill. Han Kexin followed suit, and the 2 of them controlled 2 zombies, causing massacres behind them. It didn't take long. It was discovered by other zombies and then bitten to death. That's it. Xiao Yu relied on the bug-like recovery ability to control the new one when he died, and kept repeating. Gradually the sky was white with fish belly, and dawn broke. The excited emotions of the zombies gradually subsided, no longer as tyrannical as in the middle of the night. Corpse tide's attack power decreased. The zombies controlled by Xiao Yu and Han Kexin will not decrease. It's just a wave of hands anyway. Gradually, the number of corpses dropped sharply to only 1/3. Xiao Yu got all the team members ready. Han Kexin also stopped controlling the zombies and grasped the steering wheel with both hands. Rush out, hum one with the roar of the explosion-proof car. It seemed that he had been suffocated all night, and at this moment, it burst out with all his strength. Instantly rushed out of the corpse tide, crushing all the way, killing hundreds of zombies, and finally throwing away. There's a crossroads ahead. Turn around and come back and keep hitting it. 35 After enduring it all night, Xiao Yu would not let these disgusting things go. The explosion-proof car turned its head with full horsepower, rushing towards the zombies on the road. The triangular cone is a ruthless shovel, killing all the zombies blocking the road. At time the road is full of lucky chips. After going back and forth like this 7 or 8 times, the corpse tide is not much left. Xiao Yu got out of the car with the team members. Everyone put on heavy locomotives and galloped all the way with cold weapons in hand, and their heads flew wherever they went. At a glance on the hillside outside the highway, there are rolling zombie heads like a blood-stained bowling ball. Call, finally killed it off. The harvest is huge. There are nearly 50,000 rounds of 9mm bullets, 5.56 bullets and shotguns alone. Muffler, expandable magazine, magnifier, everything you need. Cold weapons, all kinds of guns, a total of more than 200. After this wave of battles, Everyone in Xiao Yu's team was fully equipped. The most important is it also exploded 9 experience balls. I rub one more to upgrade a skill. Xiao Yu thought about it for a while and decided to give Bai Kai and Niwen the 9 experience balls to absorb. Her magic modified machine tool needs to be upgraded quickly, then transform into a more powerful explosion-proof vehicle, which can easily cope with a small-scale corpse tide in the future. Don't look at how easy it was to deal with zombies last night. That's because at night, if it was daytime, the zombies were not so violent, and it was easier to find the puppets controlled by Xiao Yu and Han Kexin in the beginning. You can even sneak a few kills once the corpse tide is alerted. As long as you pick up the knife, a group of zombies will immediately jump up. Therefore, the iron needs to be hard on its own. It is necessary to strengthen the power system of the explosion-proof vehicle. It was already bright at this time. Xiao Yu gave Bai Kai and Niwen 9 experience balls, and then ordered the team members to make breakfast. After eating, continue to sweep the gravel field on the mountain. Try to evacuate this morning and hurry up in the afternoon. Shu Plain Yukeshu took a deep breath and made a difficult decision. She was going to open the door of the food factory compound, and it has to be now because after dawn, the zombies in the yard swayed to the factory behind. This is the best chance to escape, but the tragic scenes last night scared everyone in the car. Even the only boy, Li Xiang, dared not get out of the car. Only on my own. Yi Keshu gently opened the car door and tiptoed to the front door. The door latch is the kind of horizontal insertion. After being hit by the car last night, it was already slightly bent. It took a lot of effort to loosen it little by little, and the door latch made a harsh sound as it rubbed against the metal of the door. Roar. Zombies heard Yi Keshu pulled the door latch open in a rush, then quickly run into the car. At this time, the zombies have already rushed up. Come on, Li Xiang, who was overly nervous, only then reacted. He ignited immediately, released the handbrake, and kicked the accelerator to the end. On the off-road vehicle knocked over 3 zombies. Finally, he rushed out of the compound and fled to the road in the distance, taking a long breath. Yi Keshu looked at Li Xiang and then at the 2 flight attendants in the back seat. I can't help feeling emotional. If only they had the women on the motorcycles in last night's video. So powerful. You don't have to worry so much, but you can only accept fate to change the world as long as you return to Yizishan quickly. There will not be so many threats at the same time. One Finger Mountain on the outskirts of Y City. There is a bloody purge going on at the moment. Indiscriminate corpse transformation did occur on the mountain, but with the establishment of the immune system of the survivors, the number of corpse transformations became less and less. Then another group of soldiers fled to the mountain relying on dangerous terrain. All the zombies were cleaned up, and more than half of the soldiers were killed or injured, so he proposed to force the inclusion of all men. As a result, they were attacked by thugs. In the end, they were all killed because they were outnumbered. All guns and ammunition were taken away. The leader of the thugs is called Puma, and he is a figure in the underworld of Y City in the era of peace. At this time, he had a gun in his hand. He washed a few dissatisfied people with blood and became the leader of Yizishan. Puma Bro 35. The last soldier detonated a grenade and blew up the bridge. And there was a group of women hiding there. We can see, but we can't eat. A younger brother pointed to the opposite side with a heartbroken expression on his face. In fact, Yizishan is not a real solitary peak. The middle of the mountain there is a small fork, forming a cliff more than 10 meters wide, usually connected by a chain bridge. Unfortunately, in the thugs fighting with the soldiers, the chain bridge was broken by a grenade. The women hiding on the other side of the 2.3 bridge were isolated, and the thugs could only watch 13 cry because I can't get through this. Horse riding is worth a loss. Before, when Brother Puma brainwashed everyone and asked everyone to unite to attack soldiers, he used these women as bait. Just kill the soldiers, they can do whatever they want. And now the soldier is dead. The gun was also grabbed. The woman is gone. A younger brother suddenly had an idea. Brother Puma, let's find the rope. As long as it is long enough, we can throw it over. If we are lucky enough to set the stakes on the iron bridge, we can climb over it. Brother Puma nodded. Really a good idea. Just go over there alone, hold a gun, and force the women to crawl over. As for whether someone will be timid and fall to death, unimportant. There are more than 60 women over there. Even if 30 fall to their death, there are still more than 30. The boys hurried to find the rope. At this time, a finger on the plane under the mountain, an off-road vehicle is coming at lightning speed. The zombies behind him have been left far behind. Where's Yizishan? Everyone cheer up. We'll be safe. After going up the mountain 39, Yi Keshu looked at Yizishan with a spring breeze on his face. She's starting to miss her big bed and bathtub. Don't worry, I won't abuse the heroin. 072, dangerous woman. Yi Keshu. Yi Keshu asked Li Xiang to drive the car to the back mountain. There is a cave here. After entering, it meanders upward for more than 30 meters, and then artificially chiseled the steps leading to the top of the mountain. Little is known about this road. In fact, Yizi Mountain was once called Yizi Village, which was a den of bandits in ancient times. This road was carved out by bandits back then. His father took a fancy to this point and did not hesitate to rent the next position at a large price to build a holiday resort. There is actually another layer to use. Yu Xiaoshu took the 3 and quickly came to a large iron gate, which was already locked. She took out a key and opened it skillfully. There is a concrete path inside that leads straight to the top of the mountain. There was a flash of a thicker metal door next to it. Yu Xiaoshu opened the metal door and asked everyone to wait for her here. Then she went in. The heavy metal door slowly closed. She skillfully turned on the lights, and suddenly she saw a large indoor shooting range. There are many guns hanging on the walls on both sides, both at home and abroad. Yu Xiaoshu never told anyone about his life experience. In fact, her father was an international drug lord. Building a holiday resort was just a deception. He rented the next position with a lot of money, and he was looking at the secret road in the back mountain, which would allow him to escape with his family when there was danger. Yu Xiaoshu's character follows her mother's dignified and elegant, calm, but due to her father's occupation, she had been trained to protect herself since she was a child. Like shooting, however, she likes dancing, prefers flight attendants, and can fly around freely, so not good at learning. There are many weapons on the gun rack, and she can only use a pistol. So 17 took a lady's gun and hid it in her arms, and took a dagger. Whether she was holding a gun or a dagger, her movements were very elegant. However, the woman who dares to take a gun certainly not a docile woman. Yu Xiaoshu turned off the light, walked out of the secret room and locked the door. Come on, let's be careful. If there are too many zombies on the top of the mountain, we can only retreat and find a way. The 3 nodded. At least above this cliff, there is a safe secret passage to shelter. It is also a fortunate thing the 4 walked all the way to the end of the secret passage, opened the last door, and it was quiet outside. No zombie roar. SHH, be quiet. Yu Xiaoshu walked in front, and gradually, she heard some women chatting about something in the direction of the spa hall. She met a group of lonely women, some of whom recognized Yu Xiaoshu. Miss Yi, are you still alive? It was a waitress at the resort, and Yu Xiaoshu also recognized the other party, so I asked the waiter what happened. After some narration and the addition of others, she quickly understood what happened. It turned out that his parents had already died. Now the villa is controlled by Brother Puma, and he is still plotting against these women. Yu Xiaoshu let out a sigh of relief. Lu Puma is not a good person. He was acquainted with his father, often living in the villa. He's a well-known underworld figure in Y City, and he is ruthless and does not recognize his 6 relatives. Yu Xiaoshu hesitated for a moment, decided to go meet. Even if she doesn't recognize her 6 relatives, she still has to give a little face, at least not shooting on the spot. Yu Xiaoshu came to the broken bridge. Brother Puma and a group of thugs have not left yet. Yo, isn't this Xiaoshu's niece? So you're still alive? Great. Find the rope in a while, and I'll take you over first. 35. The world is so chaotic. I didn't expect you and my uncle and niece to meet again. It's such a surprise. 39. Brother Puma speaks the truth. Yu Xiaoshu just smiled faintly, and just listened to it. Such people can tell the truth, including his own father. The surface is humble and kind. In fact, there are many lies, and the ruthlessness far exceeds that of Puma. Of course it's just for outsiders, and I've always been sincere to my mother and myself. Uncle Puma, I'm fine here, so the people who won't bother you will come pick me up. Everyone will be like this from now on. 35. It's not bad to have a chat at the bridge. What do you think? Brother Puma originally had a bright smile on his face, pulled down the next moment. Niece, what do you mean? 99. Can't you trust your uncle? Yu Xiaoshu still wore an elegant smile. That's not true, but there are all men on your side, and women on my side. It's inevitable that unpleasant things will happen when you live together. Ha ha ha. Brother Puma laughed and said, look at what you said. Men and women are matched, so it's not tiring to work. It should be fun for everyone to live together. Did you say so? A group of thugs followed suit, and the appearance of the sperm on their faces was clearly written on their faces. At this time a thug came running with a bundle of ropes. Brother Puma, here comes the rope. Okay, throw it to me. The younger brother immediately made the rope into a horse ring and threw it to the opposite side. Good luck. The bridge pier is set. If you have a kid, whoever goes first will be rewarded. I go. Rope thugs, do your part. Yu Xiaoshu smiled gently and said, Uncle Puma, do you really want this? Puma put on an embarrassed look. Niece, it's not that I don't give you face. You see so many brothers, it doesn't count for me to speak alone, right? Don't worry. 99. I'm your uncle. I will definitely take good care of you. Haha. At this time, the thug had already started to grab the rope and climbed this way. A distance of 10 meters will climb over soon. Yu Xiaoshu didn't say more, turned around and walked back. The moment she entered the house, she quickly took out her pistol. Turn around, aim, boom. A bullet flew past the ear of the thug who was climbing the rope. Guns don't work, but the thugs shivered with fright and let go of their hands and fell into the abyss. Everyone was immediately stunned. This dignified and elegant-looking woman actually said she would shit when she fired. Is it so cruel? At this time, Ye Xiao had already entered the house. She had already shot, and she could not stay outside because the Puma gang also have weapons. It was the soldiers who were killed by the sneak attack, leaving behind an assault rifle that was far more powerful than her pistol. Puma's lungs are about to explode. Niece, you treat me like this, but don't blame uncle for being rude. Haha, polite. Ye Xiao is not a child, but the daughter of an international drug lord, who has been fascinated by her father since childhood. She understands human nature well. With Lu Puma as a person, as long as he comes here, can he still have a good end? Give me the gun and aim it at the bridge. Whoever comes out, hit me. 35 Brother Puma grabbed a younger brother. Go, crawl over for me. You can have fun tonight. The younger brother is a little weak. I can't stand so many guns. If I don't climb, I will die. I climbed over and became a fairy tonight. Take a gamble. The younger brother grabbed the rope and started to crawl towards the opposite side. However, Ye Xiao was very familiar with the villa. She immediately changed places, avoided the rifle on the opposite side, and quietly stuck her head out. The younger brother, who was aiming at the climbing rope, fired 3 shots in a row. A shot was hit, and the little brother screamed and fell into the abyss. Crack. Everyone took a deep breath. Isn't this woman too cheesy? At this time, Ye Xiao hid in the room again. She went downstairs without stopping, and hurried back to the secret room while the other side hesitated. Got a pack of 9mm bullets. There are also 3 spare magazines. All were thrown in front of Li Xiang. Help me load up the bullets. You should have studied in the military training in the university. After speaking, Ye Xiao returned to the back of the window. She didn't dare to relax. Vigilance must be maintained at all times. She also did not dare to distribute the gun to other people, because people were unpredictable. The soldiers saved everyone on the mountain, and they were attacked to death by the thugs because they were forcibly incorporated. Special period. Humanity can never be trusted. That's what my father used to say. The other side on the gravel mountain, Xiao Yu and his team swept all the gravel fields. In total, 25,000 tons of crushed rock was harvested and killed zombies along the way. Another experience ball exploded, and after being absorbed by Bai Qian, her magic modified machine tool has been upgraded to level 2 skill. Same. Xiao Yu's magic modified machine tool has also become a level 2 skill. Next, upgrade the explosion-proof car. However, gold needs 400 caddies, and upgrading heavy locomotives also requires 200 caddies of gold. Xiao Yu currently has more than 800 caddies of gold left, so temporarily upgrade the explosion-proof car at 170. After the power system is strong, you don't have to worry about being surrounded by corpses when you sleep at night. Move with your mind. A magic modified machine tool was summoned, and the level 2 machine tool was taller than the previous level 1 machine tool. More precision parts. It looks full of futuristic technology. Xiao Yu threw the explosion-proof car, accessories, and 400 caddies of gold into it. After about 40 minutes, the hatch opened slowly. A brand new ferocious beast emerged from the conveyor belt, even more powerful and domineering. Level 2 magically modified explosion-proof vehicle using a 650 kilowatt diesel engine. The unit power is 28 kilowatts per ton. The maximum speed is 260 kilometers per hour. Has the ability to float. The protective performance adopts basic steel plate plus composite armor plus ceramic drape, and can withstand 30mm armor-piercing incendiary bombs at a distance of 1,000 meters. Windows and windshields can withstand 23.7mm armor-piercing projectiles. Upgrade rotating blade. The protection performance has been greatly improved again. Even a 30mm cannon can't be penetrated, and there's also an upgrade to the rotating blades, which, when activated, eject 4 blades like a ceiling fan from the chassis. Spins like crazy with speed. Any zombies that come close will have their legs cut off. Xiao Yu is satisfied. 650 kW diesel engine with a unit power of 28 kilowatts per ton. This power system, it's perfectly fine to hide a small corpse tide. Okay, let's set off and try to get to Yizishan as soon as possible. No matter how good it is outside, it is better to establish a base earlier and feel more at ease. The convoy hits the road again. Xiao Yu did not deliberately kill the small groups of corpses scattered along the way. Now it's time to hurry. In the afternoon, everyone drove out of Xiaxi Mountain and came to Sanjiang Town. The town is the meeting point of 3 rivers. There are many sand quarries along both sides of the river, which are essential building materials. Xiao Yu led the team members to sweep frantically to hurry up. Even working overtime at night, all the nearby river sand was emptied in one go. 073, Jiangxin Island spends the night and shoots traders. Been busy until midnight. Xiao Yu and the team finally emptied all the sand quarries along the river in Sanjiang town, a full 30,000 tons. Although the zombies are very active at night, however, Xiao Yu's team is strong enough, fully equipped with weapons, and all members have 6 times the attributes even at night to deal with general small and medium corpses. There is no pressure whatsoever when facing a large corpse group or a corpse tide. Hide directly in an explosion-proof vehicle and activate the floating ability to enter the river. At this stage, zombies can't swim. He could only stand by the river and stare. At this time, the explosion-proof vehicle had completed crossing the river and stopped on an island in the middle of the river. It should be safe to spend the night here tonight. At this stage, many qualified survivors will hide in Jiangxin's Hao or take refuge on ships, but wait until the zombies evolve the ability to swim. These people will suffer. It's 11 a.m. now. Since there are female mothers in the team, and everyone has 5 times the resilience, it is not very tiring. June nights are lukewarm. The team members had not showered for 2 days, so they took a bath in the water one by one, all consciously wearing swimsuits. Han Kexin and Anna finally had a chance to show off their 2 ropes. Very positive energy. Women have a heart for comparison, and they show each other their bodies under the moonlight. However, he spoke very modestly. "Oh, I haven't eaten much meat recently. Why am I gaining weight again?" It was An Xiaoran who spoke. He keeps saying that he has gained weight, but in fact he grows in one place. Yeah, I'm so envious of Xiaoran. I also want to grow some flesh, but I can't. You see, my figure is out of 299. This one is tougher. It's Liu Tingting. She is the one with the most exaggerated proportions, deliberately saying that she is out of harmony and showing off. By Qiannigan and Guo Xiaoxiao directly broke the defense. They are well proportioned, with outstanding temperament, and they feel superfluous here, so the two came to Xiao Yu's side. What is the captain looking at? Xiao Yu was holding a mobile phone and was watching pictures and videos of Yizishan. I'm thinking that building a wall between these 2 mountains and connecting it to Yizi Mountain will cover the great plain behind it into the safe zone. In the future, this plain can be used to grow crops, although we have food that we can't finish. We can't sit still and use it as a strategic reserve. Xiao Yu said, pointing to the video of Yizishan. These were all taken when Bai Qiannigan was traveling on a motorcycle last year. From the video, one refers to the mountain, and the other 2 mountains form a pin-shaped structure. The first one is One Finger Mountain. There is a mountain on the left and right, and it extends to the Dujiang River behind. Therefore, as long as 2 mountains are connected to Yizi Mountain, a large safe area can be included. The only worry is the Dujiang behind. Zombies will swim in the future. Qiannigan, is this Dujiang River flowing fast? It's not very clear on the video. Bai Qiannigan has been on the ground, so she should know. The water is very fast. I stayed at Yizishan Resort for a few days, and I went to the riverside to see it. It was the dry season, and the water was very turbulent. You can also see a lot of eddies on the water. 35. It shows that the underwater current is surging. That would be great. The rushing water meant that the zombies on the opposite side couldn't swim. Backed by Dujiang Natural Insurance, a wall is being built in front, and Yizishan is the most ideal base. Xiao Yu is relieved now, but Captain, it takes a lot of people to build a base. 35, and they have to be professional builders. These in our team. Guo Xiaoxiao expressed his doubts. In fact, this is also a question shared by everyone in the team. Xiao Yu smiled confidently. Don't worry, although the vast majority of people have become zombies, the people who can survive are not only you and me, especially people who live outside the city. They're going to find a safe place to stay. One Finger Mountain is a natural danger, and famous. Soon there will be a large number of survivors fleeing, especially the survivors in rural areas, many of whom have worked on construction sites, are ready-made workers when they arrive. The vast majority of survivors now have T-virus immune systems. It will continue to evolve. If your physical fitness is good, you will naturally find a way to escape to a safe place. Xiao Yu was not worried at all. Why city refers to the mountain. Yi Keishu sat behind the window. The curtains were only opened a crack. Staring at the broken bridge outside, she is still confronting Puma's people. She killed 3 more tonight to be precise. When the 3 thugs were climbing the rope, they were shot by random guns, so they let go of their hands and fell to their death. Now Yi Keishu has changed to an assault rifle, although not practiced but know how to use it, and it hits farther and has more firepower, more bluffing than a pistol. Keishu, take a rest. They shouldn't come over. Li Xiong pointed to the other side of the bridge and said, Brother Puma's people have long since withdrawn. Li Xiong felt that his chance had come. No matter what, Yi Keishu was a woman. Appearance is strong, the heart is also fragile, and it is easiest to get in at this time. Guoshu, you don't need to be too nervous, although that Brother Puma is not a good person. After all, he is more familiar with your father and has a niece. Even if he comes here, He probably won't do anything to you. Why are you so tired? I'll take you to rest. Come, I'll help you. At this time Li Xiong was about to help Ye Kexu, but found that something was holding his abdomen. Looked down as a dagger. Li Xiong, go to sleep by yourself. We are just colleagues. Do you understand? Li Xiong shivered for a while. This woman is soft spoken and graceful in manner, but there was nothing to match her appearance. He quickly took back his salty pig hand, fearing that after encountering Ye Kexu, she would do something drastic. I saw Li Xiong walking down the stairs. Ye Kexu looked back seriously. Just didn't like this guy before, since fleeing all the way and seeing his various cowardices, including peeing his pants with fright. Ye Kexu is extremely disgusted with him. She is a woman truly protected by an eagle. How can I see such a cowardly bag as Li Xiong? Of course, the eagle who had protected Ye Kexu was her father, a once famous international drug lord. Gradually, the night got deeper. Ye Kexu leaned against the window and closed his eyes. Suddenly a pair of eyes appeared at the entrance of the stairs. It's Li Xiong. Hey, you finally fell asleep, stinky woman. I've been chasing you for so long, and you've been ignoring me. Even if you just threatened me with a dagger. Maid, what are you? Women are just playthings in the last days. Li Xiong thought fiercely. He quietly exited the stairs, then touched the broken bridge outside, and threw a stone toward the opposite side. Opposite, a silhouette cat came out with a waist. Li Xiong immediately waved his hand, indicating that he was not malicious. After a while a group of people on the opposite side came over, fully armed, and Li Xiong whispered, Ye Kexu is asleep, you can come over now, but I have a condition. I'm going to play with her first. If you don't agree, I'll wake her up. Even if you shoot me, it doesn't matter. The sound of gunfire will still wake her up. 55 Li Xiong is also a little clever. The thugs on the opposite side are more concerned about the more than 60 women here. Although Ye Kexu is the most beautiful, but it is impossible to give up a forest for a big tree. Besides, it's not about who comes first. Soon a thug heard Brother Puma's words and agreed to Li Xiong's request. Haha, let you come first. When Lao Tzu comes over, it's not me who has the final say. Brother Puma snickered. In the dark at this time, the two thugs started to grab the rope and climb here, and Li Xiong also went up to help pull the rope. He now sees himself as a fellow thug. This world, when civilization collapses, it is better to follow the thugs. At this time there was a loud gunshot on the second floor. Bullets roared towards the broken bridge, and one bullet hit Li Xiong in the neck. He tilted his head. He fell directly under the abyss of the crack, and also knocked down a thug who was about to climb over. The remaining thug panicked. Save me, save me. The thugs at the broken bridge immediately raised their guns and shot at the opposite window, but the next moment in another window, gunfire suddenly appeared. The bullets flew around, regardless of whether the head was right or not. The momentum was very scary. The thugs are also rookies. A little further away, 1,000 bullets can kill one person. Rookies peck each other. Maid, Ye Kexu is awake again. Let's run. The thugs fled immediately. Ye Kexu hid in the building, with money Zhao, but they were directly exposed to the muzzle of the gun. If they were hit by random guns, they would be wronged. Hey, you can't leave me alone. Come back and give me a hand. 39 One thug was left, hanging from a rope and unable to advance or retreat. At this time, Ye Kexu changed the magazine and continued to fire again. The thugs were terrified. His hand slipped and he fell directly into the abyss and died. Letting out a breath, Ye Kexu patted his chest in fear. Fortunately, he woke up. Maybe it's because the sixth sense is very accurate, and I always feel that something will happen tonight, so I don't dare to sleep too deeply. Li Xiong, I didn't expect you to be this kind of person. Fortunately, I discovered it in time. At this time, the woman downstairs rushed up. Sister Kexu, are you alright? I'm fine. Ye Kexu threw the magazine to a flight attendant. Help me load up the bullets. We take turns sleeping tonight, and someone must be at the window. 99 Okay, Miss Kexu, you go to sleep for a while. We are not sleepy. The big guys are watching in groups of 10. As soon as the person opposite appears, wake up Sister Kexu. 99 Ye Kexu held the gun and lay down on the bed. She is so tired. Updated 18,000 yesterday, and 12,000 in the future. Xiaopu Street is suffering from pancreatitis. It is not easy to maintain this speed. There are still children at home, and I hope the bosses will understand. 074, Hungry Women. Xiao Yu arrives at Yizishan, please order. At this time, Brother Puma was furious. He was all asleep. The younger brother ran and said that there was a man on Ye Kexu's side who had betrayed. It made him happy in the blink of an eye. The traitor was beaten to death, and the two subordinates were so frightened that they fell into the abyss. Worse yet, Ye Kexu relied on the hot spring villa as a bunker. and shot a shot to change the window. My own people can only be exposed to the muzzle of the broken bridge. This can be difficult at this moment, a younger brother said. Brother Puma, in fact, you don't have to worry, the material warehouse of the villa is built on our side. The women over there have no food, and they will surrender automatically after a few days. 99 Puma was overjoyed. Is what you said true? It's absolutely true, my brother. I'm the warehouse manager of this villa, and I know the villa like the back of my hand. The opposite is the hot spring villa area. It's mainly a place to take a bath and stay. A little fruit is probably eaten up long ago. AAA. Then the old man is relieved. Brothers, sleep in peace. Wait for the woman across from you to undress in bed. Goes. Correct. Below the mountain, remember to send someone to watch the night, and drive more cars to block the mountain intersection. If there are any zombies running up, it will be troublesome. It was just dawn. Xiao Yu's team set off, 7 heavy locomotives, speeding on the road. At a glance, the roads, fields, and countryside are full of zombies. Some places are dense, some places are scattered. However, the roads are often the places with the most zombies because survivors drive away. They will attract nearby zombies to the road. Xiao Yu holds a green seedling knife. The locomotive is galloping, and the green flame burns the 187 blades of the blade pattern, like the reaping sickle of the god of death. Zombie heads one by one. It was cut off like a radish on the locomotive. Xiao Yu prefers to use a knife, with a heroic feeling of a knight charging. By comparison, Guo Xiao, who is behind her, likes to use guns, and she does not fight zombies on the road. Shoot from a distance. Only in this way can you show your marksmanship. Within 400 meters, no matter how fast you run or how fast you run, you will get headshots with at most 2 shots. It's no different from the god of death. Noon. The Xiao Yu convoy arrived at a town on the border of Y City in Shu province, where there are 2 steel rebar production plants. This is the designated material collection point when planning the route before sweep this batch of rebar. You can go to Yizishan in one go. Xiao Yu also wanted to go early. From the video, this villa is beautifully built, with swimming pools, villas, hot springs, everything. There is such a comfort zone. In the last days it is a happy thing the group came to the first steel processing factory. Since the factory was in an industrial area outside the town, there were not many zombies. After a few rounds of heavy machine charge, I cleaned up the zombies in the factory area, and luckily exploded a green shotgun. It's a lever-action shotgun, can be flipped and loaded with one hand. The performance of the green shotgun is also excellent. Within a distance of 100 meters, dense shotguns are distributed in a fist-sized piece, greatly improved the long-range killing effect. The ammo capacity is as high as 30 rounds. It comes with a small expansion magazine. Captain, you said last time that if you explode another green weapon, give it to me first. Anna ran over and took Xiao Yu's arm. Xiaoran wasn't jealous when she was on the sidelines. Who made the team only have one man? Don't look at her. Sometimes cute, but also know the general. BHCD, especially about Xiao Yu. As long as Xiao Yu doesn't neglect her, she is very happy. Okay, here's the green shotgun for you. After all, everyone's ability to fight monsters and explode equipment depends entirely on Anna's professional attributes. Xiao Yu himself is not very fond of using shotguns or Miao killing. Fun shotguns are only good for occasional loading. Okay, let's go in and move the rebar. Xiao Yu pushed aside the finished product warehouse, and at a glance, it was full of steel bars stacked neatly. There are hot-rolled steel bars, cold-rolled steel bars, and cold-drawn steel bars. All are necessary for construction. Bai Qian has already started to move, and when she touches it, a large amount of trapped steel bars are tightened up in the space warehouse. Xiao Yu didn't delay either. The two worked together and spent more than an hour removing all the steel bars. Then he hurried to the next house without stopping until dark. Xiao Yu emptied the 2 processing plants in the town, plus all the supplies from the building materials wholesale department. In addition to various building materials, 20,000 tons of steel bars alone were harvested, enough for the time being. Captain, we are already in Y City, and we are only 30 kilometers away from Yizi Mountain. If you take the high speed, you can arrive in half an hour. Bai Qian reminded, of course, half an hour is only a theoretical time, and there must be a car accident on the road. Driving at night is dangerous. If you are driving an explosion-proof car, you have to get out of the car to clean up the road conditions. If you encounter a traffic accident scene, the process is not complicated usually. Bai Qian came to do this kind of work. Just put the paralyzed vehicles on the road into the space warehouse. Xiao Yu thought for a while. I also decided to drive all night. I slept in an explosion-proof car these days, and my neck was sore. Going to Yizishan's resort villa and sleeping Villa Simmons is even more effective. This is not Xiaoran couldn't wait. and kept scratching Xiao Yu's lower back. Okay, hurry up all night. Try to reach Yizishan in an hour 35 yet. The team members cheered and got into the explosion-proof car together. Han Kexin came to the cab, ignition set off. One Finger Mountain Hot Spring Villa area. Yikeshu thought it was very strange that no one from Puma came to make trouble for the whole day. They must have a conspiracy at this time. There was also a crisis in the team. And she had not eaten for a day. The women who were originally on the mountain had not eaten for 2 days. Everyone is starving. Sister Keshu, there is no way for us to continue like this. The food is in the warehouse opposite. We're all starving right now. If we go on like this, we can only starve to death on the mountain. 99 How can this be done? 35 Yukeshu was also helpless. If there is no food to eat, we can only go down the back mountain secret road to find food outside, but it's too dangerous with her marksmanship. It might be okay to confront 2 or 3 zombies head on, but zombies are often in groups of 3 or 5. There are very few orders. What's more, now that he is so hungry that he is completely powerless. Going down the mountain is courting death. Yikeshu didn't want to take these people and wait for her to die with her, so she asked, which of you would like to go? If you want, I won't stop it. This is your freedom. 35 Ladies look at me, I look at you. Although I really wanted to go and get something to eat, I was very scared. They saw with their own eyes how the Puma people killed the soldiers, also tortured and killed 2 disobedient tourists. The means are extremely cruel. Women would rather starve to death than be tortured by a mob. In the past maybe they weren't starving to the point of madness. If you are hungry for another day or 2 perhaps, as Puma said, he would take off his clothes and beg them, but Yukeshu thought of the way Puma's people must have few bullets. Otherwise, even if their marksmanship is not good, they can use more than 30 assault rifles to suppress themselves with firepower. I can use bullets and trade them for food, but not too much. 35 Once they're full of bullets, it's also a threat to me. First, let everyone fill their stomachs. Tomorrow, I have the strength to go down the mountain to find food quietly. After Yukeshu made a decision, he returned to the secret room, took 100 rounds of 5.56 bullets, and handed them over to a flight attendant, who was responsible for going out to negotiate. Yukeshu could not go out by himself because she is the only fighting force in the event of a face-to-face shooting. Even if it is only slightly injured, it is fatal because there are no medicines, not even a doctor. Soon, a flight attendant carried a bullet, walked out tremblingly, and waved at the person opposite. The flight attendants are also scared but thinking of Yukeshu holding a gun upstairs, regardless of whether the marksmanship is good or not. I feel a little sense of security in order to eat. Blog about it. The Puma guy saw a woman waving, so a middle-aged man with a brick was sent over. After some negotiation between the 2 sides, an agreement was reached, and Puma exchanged 30 pieces of bread for 100 bullets. There are more than 60 people, and half a piece of bread is not enough for one person, but the other party bet down on 30 pieces of bread and didn't let go. Yukeshu had no choice but to agree. Eat something to pamper your stomach first, stick to it until tomorrow morning, and take people down the mountain to find food. At this time, Banzhou came to Broken Bridge with a bag of bread. Look, it's full of fragrant bread. You can eat it right away. 99 The flight attendant swallowed. Hurry up and throw the bread over here. 39 Bricks grinned. You think I'm stupid? I gave you bread. What if you don't give me bullets? The stewardess shook her head again and again. No, I will definitely give it to you. That won't work. You have to give me the bullet first. But I gave you bullets. What if you don't give me bread? Why don't we toss it together? I'll count 1, 2, 3. The flight attendant is too naive. She really threw the bullet, and the brick just made a parabolic motion in her hand and stopped in time. The bread was not thrown over. You lied to me. Ha ha ha. You are too naive, when you are too hungry to shoot. Who else can stop us from going over, when the time comes? The women, the bullets, are all ours. 35 Brick arrogantly picked up the bullet. He would run away in a flash, and he also knew that there was a Yukeshu upstairs opposite. These girls are cruel. If you don't agree, you'll shit really. As soon as Banzhou Tao turned around, Yukeshu shot, but the muzzle jumped too much and missed. Hateful. Yukeshu just cursed in a low voice. The matter has come to this point. Even if he is furious, it will not help. She is a calm person. The stewardess walked back dejectedly without the bread. The woman who was starving in the room was even more listless. At the moment everyone was silent like a lamb waiting to die. On the other side, pointing to the foot of the mountain, a ferocious and domineering explosion-proof vehicle has arrived at the foot of the mountain. The door is open. The group got off the car and came to the intersection up the mountain. It's blocked here. 075. The tiger enters the flock with 1 finger on the mountain, and cuts off the heads of 4 people with 1 knife. 075. The tiger enters the flock with 1 finger on the mountain, and cuts off the heads of 4 people with 1 knife. A lot of cars, piled up at the entrance to the mountain. To get in, you can only take a ladder, or throw a rope from behind the wall of the car, and climb up. At this time 2 men with guns stood up from the wall of the car. The gun was aimed at Xiao Yu and his party. Do what? Speak quickly, or you will be killed. 35 Have a gun, seems to be careful. Xiao Yu immediately released his mental charm and controlled one of them. Han Kexin and Xiao Yu had already cooperated very well. The other person was also controlled on the spot. Tell me how many guns you have, how many people, what kind of organization. The controlled thugs are as if they have lost their souls. All the things on the mountain were shaken out, including how Brother Puma brainwashed everyone, then attacked soldiers, and then tortured and killed 2 disobedient people, then confronted Yikishu again. Now use the starvation method. Fight a protracted battle with the people of Yikishu, and ask them when they are too hungry. Hear what the thugs have to say. Before Xiao Yu could speak, Guo Xiao couldn't bear it any longer. A bunch of beasts. 9 The soldiers saved them. Even if they were to be incorporated, it was for everyone to unite and resist the zombies together. It ended up being killed by these ungrateful things. How can there be such a villain in the world? 99 Guo Xiao has a deep relationship with soldiers. I remembered the 10 days when I was in S City, when there was no hope, and the days where oppressive soldiers are holding on to a lonely city. They fought to the death with their flesh and blood, although it did not change the final outcome. This spirit is admirable. I did not expect a soldier on the mountain, but this is the end, Captain. What do you decide to do? Guo Xiao held 2 spears. Her eyes were cold and stern. She was no longer the greenhouse flower she used to be, but a bloodthirsty wolf transformed from purgatory. Xiao, don't get excited yet. The captain has his own arrangements. Don't worry. Anna reminded. Aside, the people who know Xiao Yu the most are Xiaoran, Kexin, Anna and Liu Tingting. It was the first time in the hospital that Xiaoran murdered and practiced courage. The second time in the mall to force Kexin to kill people to practice courage. The third time at the Jinhui Hotel, he let himself kill. And finally Tingting entered and killed a whole room of people. There was blood flowing down the hallway from the crack in the door. The guest room became sure hell. Anna knew very well that anyone who could threaten the captain must die. Since the people on the mountain have guns, another group of thugs, there must be no way out. At this time Xiao Yu said, how many bullets do they have? The controlled thug said, not many, more than 30 rifles. Some have been emptied, and if you have only half a magazine of bullets, that's fine. It's not that Xiao Yu is afraid of them, but he didn't want to open fire on the top of the mountain. After all, he had already regarded it as his own territory. Broken flowers and plants, doors and windows, glass, it's all your own loss. Gotta use a knife. Okay, take us up the mountain. Xiao Yu put all the cars blocking the intersection into the space warehouse. Then he slapped back Han and slapped the face of the thug Han Kexin controlled, 12 times the huge power with a snap. The thugs had turned twice around his neck, then drooped down on the back. The body fell slowly. You only need 1 bait, and it's easy to show off if you have more, Xiao Yu said calmly. Then the locomotive was released, holding the thug under his control with one hand. He said, Kainun, at the end of your journey, use the steel bars in your space warehouse to block the intersection for me. We'll spend the night in the mountains tonight. If the intersection is not blocked, once the zombies touch it, it is inevitable that you will not be able to sleep well. Xiao Yu rode a motorcycle. The team members followed and drove towards the mountain at a height of 200 meters. This is the most dangerous terrain of Yizishan, because the mountain is so straight that it is impossible to build a winding road. However, it is only 100 meters from the peak, therefore, an elevator is installed, and you can go up directly. At present, the power system is still perfect, and the elevator can be used normally. Come on, let's go in. The crowd entered the elevator on the top of the mountain, a luxury villa in the resort. Brother Puma was lying on the sofa, feeling very uncomfortable. The end is coming. Civilization has collapsed, and it can finally be lawless. In the dead of night, with a comfortable big bed, how can we not have some exciting activities to add to the fun? It's a pity that Yu Shui turned it into a mess. Maid, when she was too hungry, the old men rushed over and had to torture her. Yes, in her parents' bed. Ha ha ha. At this time a little brother rushed in. Brother Puma, there is a man at the foot of the mountain who claims to be your brother and said that he is coming to defect to you. I have brought him up. 35 Brother Puma suddenly froze. When I got up, I slapped my brother in the face. You stupid. 13 People say it's my brother. Is that my brother? What if something special came to smash the field? No. What about the turf? 99 I finally managed to grab the natural danger of Zishan, and the top spot is not hot yet. The younger brother immediately explained, don't worry, Puma, there are only 7 of them, 6 women, 1 man, it has been checked and there are no weapons. Brother Puma was stunned. Without weapons, did they kill the zombies with their fists? You're being stupid. No, Puma, they have a heavy locomotive with high mobility, so the zombies didn't catch up. I just thought about it. Anyway, there's only one man, 6 women, and 6 women of the highest quality, and none of them lose to Xiao. Since there are no weapons, 9 just take them up the mountain first. If it's your brother, that's the best 35. If not, doesn't that mean that I have sent you 6 superb women? Oh, that seems to make sense. No weapons anyway, just a man mad. Don't say it's not Lao's brother. Even if they are brothers, those women really have the beauty of Xiao. Lao killed his brother and robbed a woman, but Puma didn't notice tonight. This little brother's eyes seem to have lost focus and no energy now. His mind is full of those 6 women. Go, bring me in. By the way, greet the brothers, take all the weapons, and gather in the front yard. Brother Puma is an old river and lake. Be careful and live long soon. More than 50 thugs all came to the front yard of the villa to gather. In fact, there were more than 80 thugs in total during the attack on the soldiers. The two sides fought and killed 30 people. Brother Puma finished smoking a cigarette. The so-called brother has not yet appeared. What happened? What about people? The younger brother hurriedly said. Brother Puma, wait a moment, it should be there soon. 4 flowers. At the same time, the hot spring villa area opposite the broken bridge, Xiao sat behind the window, looked out from the gap in the curtains, and found that Puma's people were all gathered in the front yard. She suddenly became nervous. Could it be that the people from Puma are going to launch a general attack on us tonight? Looks like I'm about to have a bad fight. Xiao was mentally prepared. If he couldn't beat him, he could only retreat to the secret passage. Just lock the metal door of the secret passage. No one can get in. Just then, she suddenly heard the roar of a locomotive. Locomotive? There are no locomotives at the top of the mountain. Everyone takes the elevator up. At this time, the roar of the locomotive sounded one after another, followed by beams of high beams shot into the front yard on the soft street lights. Xiao could roughly tell that there were 7 locomotives in total. One of the men, 6 women. She suddenly felt familiar. Could it be the team of locomotive warriors seen on the video? Take a closer look. Except for one more number of people. The clothes of the other people are exactly the same as those seen in the video, only did not see their knives, especially that man. That slender cold weapon made her remember deeply the front yard of the villa. Puma covered his eyes with one hand, pointed at the motorcycle with one hand and roared, Mom, turn off the high beams. Shooting my eyes hurts. Hurry up and turn it off. If you don't turn it off, even if it is my brother, I will shoot. Next moment the high beams of the locomotive went out, and Puma put down his hand blocking his eyes and looked. Sure enough, they are 6 goddess-level stunners and beauties. As for this man, handsome and strong, stalwart and tall, but I don't know him. FK me, who are you riding a horse? At this moment, Brother Puma's eyes suddenly lost focus and immediately changed. Your mouth. Hey, this is not my brother. Brothers, it's alright, this is my brother. Hurry up and put things away, and remember to turn off the insurance, so as not to get caught. Puma's voice is loud enough opposite the hot spring villa area. Xiao heard all the words just now. He's actually Puma's younger brother. At this moment, Xiao felt a sense of loss. Although she has never had an intersection with this man, the heartwarming video shows the man's heroism and strength. Xiao admired him very much. It turned out to be the brother of the mob leader. With a sigh, Xiao suddenly became suspicious again. No. Puma is an influential figure in the underworld of Y City. Everyone knows his background, and he has never heard of a younger brother. Not only Xiao, even the thugs at the scene were stunned. When did Puma have a brother? But doubt is doubt. The boss's orders are still to be followed. The thugs closed their rifle safety and carried them behind their backs. At this time, Xiao Yu showed a weird smile, and in an instant, a long knife with a green flame burning edge pattern suddenly appeared in his hand. Kill. 35. With a low voice, the slender Miao swept across. Puff puff. 1. The 4 heads fell to the ground, and Brother Puma's head rolled to the side with a stubbornness. Unable to rest his eyes at the same time, the 6 players waved their hands, and a long knife appeared in their hands. In an instant, he rushed into the group of thugs who were still in a state of ignorance. It will be updated around 12 o'clock, again. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.